What's up, everybody? It's that time again. That's right, it's Thursday. That's the week. Got some cool books this week. As mentioned, and you can probably see in the thumbnail, a lot of cool books, plus other ones not shown. Fun. It's gonna be a fun week, man. I know, Breen, you got at least what, 7?
Yep.
Wow.
How many of those are back issues?
None.
None. Wow. See, there is hope in the world.
No.
He's actually getting new issues. That's
you're caving.
No, there's I probably regret half the ones I got. So
now here's the other part. How many are independents?
like 5 of the no, 4 of the 7.
All right, so you're still indie comic Breen. we got 4 indies over the big 2. All righty. I ended up getting to 10 books this week. Not including back issues.
And I know what's his name said it was a big week for him. Zach said it was going to be a big week for him.
Well, that's the thing about the comic books and all lately. These companies are pushing their books back, and I don't know if it has to do with the shipping. It probably has to do with the warehouse. Yeah, if you're doing lunar and all stuff, diamond stuff. But a lot of their books, I noticed that I'll have 5 books, and then also they'll have 20 books at the end of the week. I don't know what that's all about. Whether that has to do with FedEx or UPS or delivery, or I don't know, or people just being late on books. No idea. But I know now that I know that, and I don't like it when I get a book coming out this week, and it's a spoiler for an issue that's supposed to come up before that. Xenoscope did that. They released a book, an annual, and it's actually supposed to be the other series that it started about 2 weeks ago. It was supposed to be a 3-issue miniseries, and the annual spoils the miniseries. Tells you who the big bad is, which really upset me.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the lore to have known to be upset. That's how you sent me earlier.
Yeah, it's basically they reveal who the villain is, the blonde.
Yeah. Lucy, right?
Yeah. Whatever her name is.
Yeah. Dracula's first victim in the novel.
Lucy Ventura.
Yeah. Which is a cool reveal. But I mean, I don't. It's like they say oh, check out this series here about the underground thing. I don't want to hear any of the underground thing. So like I said, I don't know if that was intended or if that just happened to happen that way. But yeah, the next issue of Vampiress, or not Vampiress, Van Helsing, Vampire Hunter issue 2 comes out next week. So
hey, by the way, before you guys go, kind of off track. Mm-hmm. If you guys get a chance, there's a YouTuber named Metarog. He did a video today from this place he went to in Brooklyn that looked like it was part of a dystopian future, but it was just a warehouse full of dollar boxes. And he was doing it with another guy that he does stuff with on Tuesday nights. And this guy's pulling out Captain Marvel from the mid-70s out of a dollar box. And all kinds of shit like that. And it's just looking at it's because the boxes look like they've, if time travelers, went to the Idiocracy age, they've been just almost look like they're crumbling. But I mean, there's unbelievable stuff he was pulling out of that. And it's just, you couldn't look through all the boxes in a week. It's crazy video.
I'm wondering if either the owner doesn't know how popular the books are or they doesn't care. Yeah, doesn't care. That's the two things.
My guess.
Because Half Price Books didn't give a shit until the movies came out, and then they jacked their comic book prices up. And they put them in front of the building.
Well, hell, he was pulling out Captain Marvels from the mid-70s. They might have gone in those boxes, and when were comic book boxes invented?
I don't know.
I mean, they've probably been in there for 40 years.
The boxes look like they've been sitting there since the 70s.
Oh my gosh. I used to work at a warehouse, and some of the boxes would sit back there forever, and you just you blow it off the dust just to see what the product was.
I want to go there. Of course.
Sounds like warehouse, if you're going in the warehouse 13, stuff's been there forever.
If I could genie blink myself to Brooklyn, I would go tomorrow.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something else, weren't you?
No, as I said, if I could genie blink my way
The new.
But yeah, but I said
Yeah.
hell, it would cost too much to get there.
Well, you never get out alive.
That's true.
Today is Escape from New York in reality. What's up, Mystery Pryor? Hey, what's up? Hello to Entropy and Comics. I don't know if you're still there, but you dropped greetings at 1:25 this morning. Mark McGrath is here. And then we got Evil Black Cats and Undead Quinn. Yeah. And anybody else who might be watching, tuning in. If you're for those who might be the first time watching, what we do is the books that Zach and I, who's not here currently, but he'll be showing up. We talk about the new books coming out on Tuesdays, and we have a prediction about the books we think are gonna be our favorites. So tonight is kind of a follow up to that, and we also invite on friends. We invite on Eric Breen and Geekeasy.
You invite your what?
I said friends. I have friends, but
okay, let's just let me make sure you got it right.
That's a higher status, a level of friend, right? Oh, it's HR Voco's Voco. Your gamer tag. I wasn't sure. Like I said, there's no new people watching this, but somehow we're at 508 subs. I thank everyone for subscribing. Encourage those who aren't to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you get notified all the time. All right. Anyway, so I guess I'll just show off the new books first. Get through that. Did not get a chance to read this. This is my number 10, but I know it's probably going to be a mid book. The Prism looks pretty, but you need to binge read these in order to understand what's going on because they really don't tell you in the beginning. There's nothing in the beginning to tell you. Previously, where most books that should have it, and this is one of them, but it's kind of like I've been liking the IDW and Xenoscope books. They give you, let you know, hey, this is what happened in the last issue, in the very beginning. Especially Saturday Morning Adventures on Ninja Turtles, they do that perfectly well, and they actually incorporate it in the book, so it looks like you're like it's part of the storyline, like a cartoon. So I love that. Yeah, so to get a chance to read this, like I said, it's pretty much a book that looks like they want to be a manga, or at least or an anime. Or I guess manga would be the form of an anime form, which would be the manga form. I don't know. Like I said, it's a blaze. I'm sticking with it because I want to see how it ends. I am, I guess, what I call a sadist, or I suffer on purpose because I want to know how it ends. Masochist. Thank you. I don't use these words that often.
Sadists are the people who will write it and don't put the stuff down.
Okay. So I'm the one that enjoys the pleasure, the hatred, where they're the ones that are giving the hate, suffering. All right. My number 9. Another book that it's Tony Fleeks. Everybody says Tony Fleeks is a good artist. He's doing the writing. I guess he did for the writing for Stray Dogs. People like that. I'm starting to think that people like Stray Dogs for the covers, and that's it. That's why it was so popular, because his storytelling on this is not fun at all. Justin Greenwood, you recognize him from Torrent. Great artist. At least semi-decent art. I don't say great, I'd say good. Better than most Tumblr artists. His art's been pretty good in this story. It's got some comedy, but it's not an Army of Darkness book like they usually were doing in the past, I'd say 5 years ago. It just seems like the quality of Army of Darkness books have gone down. And that's sad. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
So it's not even mid.
That is mid for me. 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Now, we just showed off another Blaze, book, but this is my other Blaze book that I've been getting, and this has been fun. This book here is, and I love they're doing the Shield, kind of variants. I've been grabbing those. I have my store order these for me. Ironically, neither one of them carries the book, so I actually had to get a shop that ordered for me. So basically, this book is about and a French basically investigator. Yes, investigator, and her and her team come across this guy who's selling weed or some drugs or that, and in a subway. The guy ends up killing the person and then fleeing, and then everyone is pretty much like he throws a bag of weed in everybody's face. Only she remembers what happens. She meets this guy who turns out to be part of the secret magic. I guess you could say magic order. Really, even though it's not the same as Mark Millar book, but basically it's a group of people that practice witchcraft, and they're special, kind of like a hush society. And there's two warring countries, and they basically use magical espionage and she turns out that she's actually got her blood, that she's actually able to resist the effects of this herb that grows that people use for magical properties. And he's working. Her team was just killed in the second issue, along with her boyfriend. So now she's out for revenge, and he's debating whether he wants to recruit her or not because she's too emotional. But she's their best bet because she's a natural. I guess she's like a natural born witch, the blood ever going through her, and or sorceress, you say. And he basically wants to use her to help catch this other guy. And honestly, it's been kind of cool. Like detective, like with magic, Here's some art in here. If you're a friend of man's best friend, it's probably not the book for you because the doggies don't make it.
So this is kind of like in the John Wick vein.
The dogs get a whiff of something magical and cause them to go insane and try to tackle them. He's forced to put them down. Yeah. But like I said, it's been a fun book. I've really been enjoying it a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I had no idea, and I'm not sure if it's a French artist team or writer, but it's Matthew Gabella and Fernando Dagnino that's the creative team on this. Yeah, it doesn't say as far as if it's French or not, but no. But it's not the first time. Not the first time we've seen French comic books, or French creative writers coming over and working with English speaking audience. But definitely check it out if you like mystery. You need a dogs put down. Yeah. I knew that was coming.
You're an ugly dog. Is that type of putting it down as they're talking about, or
what's that?
You're an ugly dog. Is that the type of putting down they're talking about?
No. The dog's got they mentioned the herb made them feral.
They went off to the puppy farm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. By number 7 of the week is the Van Helsing annual, which I was kind of talking about. This kind of is a spoiler for those who are reading the one that came up before this, Van Helsing Vampire Hunter, which is a 3-issue miniseries. And so there are some spoilers in here, but it's basically Jacquelina, or the daughter of Dracula and Van Helsing, basically working together, and basically taking out the vampires with style. A lot of gore. Vampires getting their jaw ripped off. Basically, she's trying to find this girl. In the series before this, and this little girl, and all I know is that these organization of vampires, they're like a mob, like a business type, conglomerate, I guess you call it, like a business thing. And they basically have been experimenting on her, cloning her, and basically Lizzo basically wants something to do with them to help find this girl. So they're basically going from each business site, to the next one, trying to track down. And like I said, they run into a character that's essentially going to be the villain in the other series that I mentioned before, that it's still ongoing, but they decided to spoil who it is. in this book. So I won't say it, but it is a fun series. Yeah, like I said, the two of them hate each other. Liesel doesn't want to fight with her, but she admits, fighting with someone who actually has, abilities to turn into mist or stuff, and new ways to kill vampires. She kind of admires it, but she also feels regret because this is a woman that killed her friends. So she's like, well, she's torn, but she says the reason I'm going to keep working with her because I need to protect my friends that are still living. My friends that are dead are dead. Fun book. Breen, did you get a chance? You read this?
Yeah.
I thought it was actually pretty decent. Zenoscope is usually hit or miss for me, and I'd actually really like this series.
Geekeasy's always got just some fantastic art, though. That's the consistent thing.
Not always. Some of the Grim Fairy Tale art has been kind of really weird.
Okay.
But at least that's for me personally, though. But all right, my number 6. Bet you didn't see this coming. Fantastic issue, which really surprised the hell out of me. I guess it helps that he have Brett Booth doing the art on here. Basically, this issue is just overall just fun. I love Brett Booth's art. The fact that he's not on any Superman books is insulting. But I mean, I'll take it where I can get it though. Basically, there's a power grab going on, or a war going on in Hell. Spawn, and then going on to the page of the latest issue of Scorched, brings his team down there, basically to help try and getting basically either the Sinner, the guy who has the green armor, or Viscerator, the guy. If you remember, he's the clown guy who's actually still alive. The demon from sitting on a throne of hell, and basically Simmons, his wife who was in heaven, came down to hell to help him. He basically wants her to sit on the throne of hell, and she doesn't want to do it because whoever sits on the throne of hell, it corrupts them. And she's like, I don't think I can even do it because I don't. They were reminded that basically that she had been bonded to a hell spawn, so this allows her basically to be able to use the throne, and she ends up sitting down there and basically just eviscerates the bad guy. And then because there's always a cost, like I said, phenomenal art in this. So now, for those who have been reading the Spawn series, or don't know really, and there's parts of the world where they call dead zones, basically because these dead zones cause their powers, as far as Spawn and the rest of them, all their power Redeemer, they can't use their powers. And negates them. The problem is that now they've been banned to Earth. They still have their costumes and all stuff, but they don't have their powers because the dead zone is now Earth-wide. It's basically the whole entire planet is now a dead zone. They have no access to their abilities. But not only this is that we're also seeing that now his deceased wife, basically who's on the throne of hell, has been throwing demons onto Earth and into heaven. So it looks like a whole a celestial overtake, conquest. But like I said, I'm usually not a fan of of Spawn, really, but it's slowly growing on me. That's his wife, Nyx. So, said Brett Booth art really helped with this too. This is Rory McConnell doing the script, and then the plotting is done by Todd McFarlane doing additional script. Brett Booth and Carlo Barberi do the art. So, yeah, check it out. That is, and this also is the I believe this is the Brett Booth cover. I'm not sure, but yeah. And you guys ever read? I mean, Eric, you don't read Spawn, but Geekeasy, have you read Spawn before? But so yeah, like I said, I love this art, man. Not a huge fan of Spawn, but I love Brett Booth's art and everything. So, all right, number 5. 5 is actually a book, oversized issue for this week because it is the last issue of the series. It is none other than Firepower. Firepower was been a hit or miss for me. I thought it was a pretty good ending, solid ending, and wrapping up with the very beginning. It is only $6 for an oversized issue. You can see it's a thicker book than normal. And it's like I said, it wraps up basically where we left off. They had the dragon. They had to take down the dragon, and of course, while the places where the dragon attacked is now being overrun by vegetation, that's what's left of I believe it's Hong Kong. Is now a jungle now, and same with Chicago. Chicago, where it was destroyed, is basically being overgrown by vegetation. The rest of the family is just basically, and the friends are just using their the firepower they have basically to take on the dragon for once in a while, and they learn that different emotions cause different effects, fireballs, and some have different feelings. So they learn that. Like I said, it's very kind of emotional series towards the end here. I don't want to give away too much, but Chris Samney art on this, it's just fun. I'm definitely going to miss seeing him working on this. Kirkman kind of admits at the end, that he's pretty much got too much on his hand right now, and I think that's kind of why he ended the series. Kind of finished it, but for 30 issues, man, because that's not a lot compared to his Walking Dead series. So a lot of cool art in this. Definitely recommend it if you haven't read this series, go check it out. But I'd probably wait for a trade. I mean, there's already trades out for the original, but I think they're going to do another, like an actual collection of all of them together, which would be cool. But fun series, family friendly. That's what Kirkman said in the back of the book. He said, there's interviews with all the creators stuff. He said when he got Chris Samney, he's like, he kept approaching Chris Samney when he was working on a book, and finally he approached Chris Samney. Chris Samney's like, fuck Marvel. So Chris Samney admitted, like, barely in a text study, he hates Marvel, hates their page rates and all that shit. So he decided to work with Kirkman, and I think it did real well for him because now it's showing everybody that Chris Samney's beautiful art. I noticed he's been doing some DC variant covers. I do hope that Chris Samney is able to maybe get a job over at permanently more with Kirkman. Maybe work on some interior art for something else. Obviously, go where his talent could be used the most and get paid more. Alrighty, number 4, World's Finest. The end of this arc, or the Kingdom Come arc. Basically, Darkseid wants the art here. Darkseid wants the anti out of the equation, so he's gonna go with their GOG to get it. And Dan Mora's art. Actually, is this Dan Mora returning on this? Yeah, it is. Yeah, more returned. The last 2 issues they had somebody else, and I honestly I like this. You get both Supermans going after Darkseid, and honestly, it's just awesome. His Omega beams just taking out people left and right. It is just kind of horrendous. Yeah, never read Kingdom Come, but basically, David realizes that he has to basically take action because if both Supermans failed, he can't let Darkseid get the end of the equation. So he does the one thing he can, and he murders GOG, destroys him. Which, to the horror of Superman and Batman, he's like, you basically you became a villain. You killed someone, there was always a way, and David tries basically to argue with them, tells them, like, hey, I did it because otherwise he'd have the equation. You're welcome. So he ends up just leaving. Spectre shows up, everything. Very, very nice wrap up to the series. Spectre also tells him more about what's going to happen in the future and everything with David. So Superman gets some closure. It's a nice 2-page spread art. And pretty much, it gets a nice little emotional ending with a reunion with an older David and Superman. They have a heart-to-heart talk. So that's how it ends. Not sure how much longer this book's going to go on, because now apparently it was announced that Dan Mora and Mark Waid are going to be doing a DC event. Looks better than Night Terror.
That's not saying much.
Well, no, it looks a lot better than Night Terror. Night Terror looked horrendous. This actually looks pretty cool, and it actually might be the first DC event I actually want to collect. That depends on who's all writing the tying in issues, because I might just get the main books.
What's the event?
I look it up again. I can't remember what it's called, but it was announced on Twitter that they are doing that. They're working on it, so that's why he's no longer working at Shazam. Shazam is ending. But phenomenal book, man. Number 3. Robin Hood and Belle. Fun series. It's a 45-page, or sorry, 48 pages of content. Basically a really fun team up. The way these two interact is kind of like having if you had Batgirl and like a kind of like a green, like a bat. It's almost like how to describe it, like a dynamic duo team up. They both are kind of competitive. They both they're both got their weird sense of humor where they both and basically it's like something you normally see, and the fact that they act feminine, like two girlfriends, basically just having a fun, and they were led to this facility. This ties over from the last time they teamed up. Basically, this facility run by Belle, her father wants to basically repurpose the monsters for some evil purpose. They run a facility. They're forced to fight each other as villains. And there's humor and everything of this. This is basically what I wish DC would do.
Zach.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah. My eyes.
Would that be Absolute Power that you were talking about?
I don't know about Absolute Power.
The event.
Oh, whatever the new one by Dan Moore. If it's by Dan Moore and Mark Waid, that's the new one.
Yeah, where Water wants to take everyone's superpowers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just looked it up.
But
is Mark Waid in charge of the event?
Yeah,
I know he's writing it. Yeah.
Pass.
He's I think that's the book. Because when he and Dan Mora came off of Shazam, they were talking about him doing a new event. I think that's the one.
Yeah, Shazam's over. It got canceled. They just haven't officially.
Oh, really? They canceled? I know that they got the different writer and artist. They ended up canceling the whole book, though.
Yeah, there's nothing after issue 10. There's nothing.
Maybe they realized it didn't sell well with the best they've got. What was it going to do when they downgraded both ends?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate Mark Waid, but he's the best writer they've got right now. And that includes, Jeremy Adams. So that's.
But like I said, this is fun. Zach, you probably enjoy this. You like humor, like women kicking ass.
I do like cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake with a fun story. Like I said, two buddies is basically having a good, basically trying each other. It's kind of like if you had Green Arrow and Batman team up, or Nightwing and Green Arrow or something like that, and then basically kind of Roy. I should say Roy would be a better chance, and they just kind of like razz each other. But at the end, they have a good, a friendship at the end. Making remarks, smart, basically remarks. Honestly, it's fun, and then The other thing too is with I love how they each have their own ongoing narrative inside their head. So they get their own thought boxes. You know, green is for her, blue is for it's for Robin Hood, blue's for Belle. Also, Belle gets caught, because Annabelle lives with her friend Melissa, who basically is her girl in the chair stuff, who has a turtle and stuff. And so he's like, they're just roommates. They're not, and ironically, they're not lesbians or lovers. They're just friends.
Not true. That never happens today.
Melissa has a pet turtle, and she's like, "Really, you're sneaking here and there, and with God knows what time it's like, and she's like, "How do you like the new apartment?" Because their apartment got destroyed previously by the villains, and this facility, there's a secret black ops team or program rebuilt everything, so it's perfect exact copy, and she, so she kind of like gives her crap a little bit. She's like, you basically woke the turtle. It's like, so now I can't go to sleep. Now I have to get him a snack. He's like, I'm just her attitude's like, I'm like thinking like, it's a fucking turtle. Turtle can sleep fine. You don't need to feed him. So so I love their camaraderie they have with each other. It's like that's always fun, and it's refreshing to see because I don't really see that a lot. So very fun book.
What, turtles or straight chicks in comics?
Both.
I see a lot of turtles.
Well, turtles.
Well, I hope at least the turtle's gay.
Well, as long as they're not Teenage Mutant Ninja ones, they have to be gay.
Turtles don't have a sexual. Turtles only don't have a sexuality. They just have a program.
I don't know, man. I've seen some turtles getting it on. That's an image that doesn't scrub out.
Excuse me, I have a question. Why were you watching turtles getting it on?
I used to watch a lot of Animal Planet when I was younger because I was an animal nerd.
It's probably a male and a female.
Yeah.
So
no, it was.
That's straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. You don't see
as nature intended.
But we're avoiding the whole actual point of the original question is, why watch that?
Well, I mean, you're watching.
It was educational. My parents didn't have to worry if I was watching anything bad or not.
So if you're watching,
just turtle porn.
But I can understand what he's saying. You'll be watching the Nature Channel, the animal. All of a sudden, the next thing is a rhino going at with another rhino. It's like, what the heck? That catches you off guard.
Sadly, they're not because the rhinos are still endangered.
Well, no, they're. Are you kidding me? They're all over Congress and the Senate.
Number 2 for this week, and I got the best cover there was.
That is the best cover.
Man, yeah, I love this.
That sort of looks like the Legion of Doom headquarters.
That's what I said. It looks like the Legion of Doom had headquarters.
It just looks like Cobra Commander got stuck in some dirty water. This book is pretty downright gory. I was not expecting this right from the get-go. You get these two brothers in here, chainsaw, and they want the location. They want information of these guys. And it's like, well, and they killed the one dude with the chainsaw, and to make the other one talk, he's like, oh, you're gonna let me go? He's like, no, we're gonna have fun with you. We'll help you get home. They tie him to a freaking chain and then drag him splat. Like I said, I like this new version of G.I. Joe and Transformers. To me, it makes it a little more interesting. But this whole issue, Cobra, he's like, checking the Energon. He's like, oh, I'm stuck with this human. His kid's, basically sticks his tongue out and he's about to do something, and he's like, no, he can't. Don't. He's like, oh, you're never fun. He's like, it's like this the whole time he's just bitching, complaining. He's like, are you here to help me or just be annoying? It's like, can't you just leave me alone? it's like, where are you going? Where am I go? And like,
I'm glad they did that flashback because when I first I was like, wait, who's this guy? I don't remember him.
Yeah. So they gave you like a thing, tell you about the guy and stuff. How you can change your appearance, and they kind of like getting it. Basically, they're fighting with each other, and he's like, you just kind of leave him alone. He's like, and then he looks over, and they're like, You know, like because they wandered into a part you're not supposed to go in the Everglades, and the guy's like the ranger's like, "You guys leaving?" He's like, "Can you take care of this nonsense? Because of you, you're buffoon. Now we got caught." So he goes over it. The guy starts shooting, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And he just basically just kills the guy. Like you said, this whole
spoilers. Every part of the Everglades is the part you're not supposed to go in.
Dude, like I said, this has been a phenomenal series. The humor, I said, like just horrendous, dude. Like I said, like this, the gore, the art is phenomenal. I mean, I like Brett Booth art, but I mean, like, the artist for this one, is it Andrea Milana? Is doing the art, Mr. Chips boy. Dude, just love this, man. This is what I would have loved watching this in the 80s. Instead, the cartoon we got in the 80s was hokey. Same with Transformers.
Something in the 80s, hokey?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's odd.
Well, you were there too, so you've always been hokey.
Yeah. I was in my prime in the 80s.
Prime hokiness.
Yes.
Now you perfected it. Overall, overall, like you said, this has been a fun series. That clean cover. I guess you're talking about this, yeah. Yeah, there's no UPC. Notice that?
Virgin cover. Well, not really a virgin cover, I guess.
No, because the UPC is
I love the back. The back is awesome. Lends itself to that G.I. Joe military feel.
Yeah. This is where UPCs belong, like tramp stamps on the back of the book.
Yeah, I mean, the two big ones are always putting stuff on the front, putting them on the front. I've noticed all the independents are putting them on the back.
UPC should be the tramp stamp of the comic book.
Exactly.
Yes.
On the back.
Great way of putting it.
All right. The book you guys probably been waiting all to see, for those who saw the cover.
Hey, I just noticed something. Did you drop Superman?
Superman.
I know he didn't get 2 books.
Yeah, that was one of the books I didn't pick up. Or no, I think I have it somewhere. Maybe I thought I picked it up.
I know you forgot. You said you forgot Justice League Godzilla Kong.
You know what? That probably is the other book I don't have. Yeah, that is. Yeah, there was a few books that I didn't get a chance to pick up, and I thought I picked it up. Maybe I didn't. Yeah. Now I'm more pissed.
You didn't do a Superman book on this.
Because you know, I am now pissed because that was one of the books that I, thought I picked up. I don't know where I went to it because I don't have it. Now I'm super pissed. Thanks for reminding me. Now I'm even more angry.
Glad I could help. And I got another question. Do you actually have book comics in those boxes behind you?
Yeah. I'm not E. I don't have empty boxes.
Well, so what if you ever wanted to see one in there? How long would it take you to take all those statues down?
Oh, all the statues out? Not that long. Like 5 minutes.
Breen, spreading cheer amongst everybody.
Wow.
By the way,
he used to
forgot shit. Now you have stuff sticking there so you can't get it.
He used to have cheer, but he saved it for himself.
But then the dinosaurs went extinct and he lost.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. That's why I like Breen. Is because he knows how to do stuff right.
Yeah.
Man.
So, I did read Superman. I thought Superman was pretty good, although I do cringe whenever I see the villain. Overall, good story. What was the other one? I don't have Justice League. So I actually have 3 books I'm missing. I don't have James Bond.
Oh yeah, that was the other one you said.
I don't have that one. I don't have Justice League versus Godzilla. Phenomenal issue though.
Really good.
But yeah, I'm sure you guys will have them, be showing them off. So that's why I don't have them. Number 1 book of the week though is Ultimate Spider-Man. I love it so much that I went out and I got second one.
Oh, nice.
And 125. Which I don't know if this is going to be the new costume design, or if it's just a regular variant. So, but
cool cover though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's been a while. So anyway, this will be a spoiler. So if you haven't read it, well, even I show you, go and freaking buy it, dude. Support this book. I know some of you guys don't like Marvel. You want to give Marvel any money, but give it to Hickman. Give it to what?
Chichetto.
Yeah, to Chetto.
Whoever you are out there, you don't know anybody more anti-new Marvel than me.
Yeah.
And I am recommending that as much as I can recommend a new comic.
If you buy one comic book, this is what you buy this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it is just fun. And as we talked about it on Tuesday, Zach, speculating about the suit. It's a regular black suit.
I know. I hated open. I was like, "Dadgummit!" Pinkman was right.
but there's a reason for it. So
there's a reason for it. No, there's a reason for it.
No, and it's a very clever reason why.
If you think about it, if you didn't have a frame of reference, you probably would just go with a black suit.
He was a kid. Also, too, him himself. He has no idea. He just wears the costume because it's given to him, but he has no. He designed the suit. He was like 15 years old, so he was doodling on stuff. He watched wrestling. I don't know if you watch wrestling at all, stuff. But anyway, as he's sitting there, he basically, talking to his kids. MJ is like, hey, "You've been working out more, a little, because he's got his muscles now and everything." And he's talking about how he's been going out and just the suit. He said the only problem is I can't freaking land. I can't stop. I thought it was kind of funny. So, but he's like, thank God for the fact that I can take a beating. I mean, I really can take a beating. So I thought that was really cool.
I love the conversation that he has with Electro.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
It's like, really?
Of course. So we're back here now because it's made the news because the Daily Bugle is now talking about this new vigilante swinging around, and it's also because Ben and basically Jonah are talking about how the fact is like, well, basically the biggest story of their life at the Bugle is the one they don't tell because they're corrupt. So instead they're running this ad about this guy who swings around town. Jonah says, "A weirdo in a black suit swinging through the city." Yeah, I saw that. Hell of a picture by Peter, by the way. Peter's taking photos of himself, selling, so then they talk about when you get to us because we don't have a business yet. So they're going to get the work. So that's a little bit. So not much Ben as we're the first issue. This is more about Peter and his family and Peter being in the costume, which we needed for this.
The boys at Weird Science had a take on the Ben Jonah scene.
Yeah.
They're convinced that one of them's dying. And I hope not.
I don't think it's. I could see maybe Jonah.
I think they would do that just to throw a curve, but I don't want to see the one of them go because I like them.
Yeah.
I like the. Yeah,
they're the Crate and Barrel.
Yeah, we've never had. Ben for a protracted amount of time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we've never had this version of Jonah, so I like this. I want him to stay.
Yeah. Of course, we get to see first appearance Shocker in this world. And basically, he says, like, hey, I need to stop this. He's like, your first time. He's like, you're right. I should stop this. He's like, what are you doing? A conversation. And then they can shake hands. It's like, it's like, oh, thanks for agreeing with me. He's like, I only do this to help my family and kids, And then he's like, nope, this shocks him. You see him getting knocked off into the garbage. So he's like, crap. Shouldn't have fallen for that. Goes back home, grabs some ice cream, sits on his couch, and then he's not used to doing this. So of course, his daughter, who earlier May was talking about with Richard, they're arguing over like, oh, I don't like he's scary. Sees a scary man in her. Oh shit. The other cool thing though is that his costume retracts almost like a symbiote.
Or like the MCU Spider-Man suit.
See, I was thinking that I wasn't paying much attention. I thought that was a symbiote because it was retracting, and I guess I wasn't paying. So
they come to agreement. He bribes her with ice cream, and so he won't tell anybody. Keep it their secret for a while. Get this cute interaction with them. This is what I've been wanting with this ever since Renew Your Vows. I was really cool. I wanted more of that, but but of course they threw Jodie Hauser on it and ruined it. We get this cool scene with Kingpin, but then Kingpin's being intimidated by somebody else, which never goes well. We know how this is going to end with Kingpin. Kingpin's going to beat the shit out of this guy and kill him.
Unless Hickman's been talking to Zdarsky.
I hope not.
Because remember the brother and sister that made the Kingpin a little bit?
I really hope.
The guy trying to intimidate Kingpin is one of the world leaders that was in Hickman's Ultimate Invasion.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That's their version of. I think it's Captain Britain.
Yeah. So
it looked to me like he was getting threatened by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, or what's his name from Morbius? Peter's talking to his wife. He's gonna be out. Don't help for me. I'm gonna be late a little bit. Basically, tells her I'm gonna be late, and she goes to bed. Tells they have the close exchange. Tells I love you, and then Peter runs into the Shocker again. This time they fight again. He punch in the gut, and he's like, wait, don't let's go. And then basically tricks him again, and he launches him off the building. So twice in one issue, Peter's been knocked back. Of course, who sees this is the Goblin, he also we learned this issue had basically blew a hole into the office of the Daily Bugle looking for stuff, and so that's why they used the Spider-Man angle, or they don't call it Spider-Man, they just call him the vigilante, to distract everybody.
Where did he go? What did he blow a hole in?
The Daily Bugle.
Come on, put some effort into it.
The Daily Bugle.
That's better.
All right, so it ends with basically Peter going home, grabbing some milk, because it's a hero's drink is milk.
Does a body good.
Does. Finds his poster on here a note from his daughter. It says, I drew a picture of your spider. I hope you like it. You're the best. I love you, May. Because he was ready to quit until he saw this. So what's really cool about this scene is that, for those who remember in the Amazing Spider-Man, Mary Jane hated the black costume. It scared her, reminded her of Venom. So he switched to red and blues. So May is inspiring him to change his costume and put a spider on it.
I really like how the 3 last words in that issue are "one more day."
I'll give it one more day. I know. Yeah.
I was wondering if that was intentional or not.
I don't think it is.
I think it is
hilarious though.
But yeah. So that's a preview for next issue. This is fun, man.
Kingpin looks like a cave troll size, man. Jeez.
Well, in the Ultimate series,
I know he's a big dude, but still.
Yeah, and he kind of was that in the original series, Amazing Spider-Man. The dude destroyed his desk with one slam, his fist, and broke it in half. He's huge like that, and I like the fact that they actually are making him, a little bit more
intimidating,
more so than he's been in Zdarsky. But like I said, I am waiting to hold my breath, because I said I don't know. Breen's right. Breen putting this seeds of doubt in my head about his Kingpin. He's going to be like Zdarsky. I don't think he's because
I don't think so. I would think
yeah, Zdarsky can't write shit. That's why I always hated Spider-Man. I hated to do with Jonah.
What are you talking about? Zdarsky only writes shit. What are you talking about?
I think I don't think we have anything to worry about because I think with Hickman, almost instantly if a series is going to stay good.
Yep.
For those who liked his Avengers, they liked it from jump.
Like
Fantastic Four, which I liked, was good from the beginning. This, like I said, if this were Cy Spurrier, MJ's running off to bang another dude.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen. I truly, I
love that.
Blown away by how good this has been for 2 issues.
I love that.
That's cool.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah.
Except for the shot that right there, the closest point. That's not exactly something
I have to disagree. The second half of Spectacular Spider-Man was very good. Spider-Man Life Story was very good.
I haven't read those. Okay.
I think Zdarsky's
and
Life
Daredevil
Story
before his personal politics, overtook his good sense. But now, he's done. I like he
hit his peak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, Zach is the other cover. So. Face of Tigress, you just hit the jackpot.
He's trying to impersonate that guy from Tangled, Zachary Levi's character. He's trying to do the smolder.
Salty caramel, chocolate. This is the Valentine's Day cover.
That's a Valentine's Day cover.
Phenomenal. Like I said, I end up this one was $25.
Yo!
Yeah, worth it though. For me.
Was it though?
If I find a book I really enjoy, the writer and stuff, it's really good.
Hey man,
I reward it.
You're happy. Your LCS got a nice
Skip has taught me to support writers and artists. That's the one thing I like about Skip the most. What he is, that's because he knew they were friends with them.
Yeah,
he supported people. The books I like, I support. If I'm not really into their stuff, I'm not gonna buy every single cover. I'm not that crazy where I'm buying every single cover, but I mean, I buy the covers that I like, and I did that with Sean Gordon Murphy when it came to his Batman Beyond. I think he did the Murphyverse. I bought every single cover every time. Maybe because I wanted to support the ones I like, and I wanted them to stay longer. It's like I really do hope that this series goes on. All right.
The only one I ever did that on was the Batman 1000, I think it was. I did everyone except for the blank cover.
There's a Batman 1000?
Detectives, probably.
Detective 1000, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So the other book came out this week. Got my Walking Dead Deluxe. It's a connecting cover. Been fun. This is number 83. What is it? I think it's like 193 or something like that. Can't remember how that was. All right. Some facts and music came out this week.
I didn't even look for facts and list this week.
I don't have it in print, but this is the first appearance of the Rose.
I know that guy. Speaking of Kingpin.
Spoiler, Zach.
I'm sorry. You just went page by page, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can't talk about a book that's been out for decades.
Hey, Evil Black Cat is a good point.
When?
Just now.
Wow. Instead of a crappy Spider-Man book.
Well,
in
California.
for you either, Kat.
Do you know how many times I could have blocked you instead of having a crap your opinions on this channel?
$25 in California, that gets you maybe a cheeseburger and a half.
No, that gets you. That's a slap on the wrist, and they shame you.
Hey, some people pay good money for that, by the way. Getting slapped on the wrist.
I'm sure you have.
Oh, nasty. We're talking about comic books, not weird things in California.
Or Alaska.
What goes in Alaska stays in Alaska. I don't want to hear about it.
I did live in California for a little bit.
Explains a lot.
Yeah, I was about to say. We found
the other facts only came out, and I was kind of upset because they only had a certain type version left of it. So I had to get the more expensive version, and that's the full version.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But it's fun. Very fun issue. Danny O'Neill, Neil Adams.
I'll call those the squirrel covers because they're distracting.
Yeah. Like I said, excited to read this. All right. Now the really cool covers, the really cool back issues that I got. I wonder if Zach has this one.
Which one?
Oh, sweet. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The last
I
page.
wonder if I do have that one, actually. That's what, number 17?
The last page has the first appearance of the Wrecking Crew.
Yep. Yep. Like I said, I don't know if Zach has this. Because he has a black one.
I don't have that one. No.
Makes sense.
Spoiler: the Hulk isn't actually in that story.
I think I was in a bidding war with someone for one of these auctions for it, though.
Yeah.
I saw the Wrecking Crew. That was my favorite part of the She-Hulk series.
Dude, I saw a Power Man on the cover, and I was like, dude, Defenders with Power Man? That's what I want.
Do you know that the Power Man was a semi-regular in the Defenders for about 25 issues?
Really? Is this beginning of it?
Yeah.
Or...
No, that's
Yeah,
the
he
first
was-
one. He was in several in the 20s and 30s and into the 40s.
Ah.
And
so-
when he took a 3-month break to join the Fantastic Four, but he was. It said when I first started collecting comics, I think Power Man was my favorite character because he was everywhere. I mean,
So
he
is
had his
Wol-
own
so
book.
is
He was in
Wolverine.
the Fantastic Four, and he was in the Defenders. Like this guy's cool.
He's the first Wolverine.
But then I realized that since I was growing up to be a Republican and he was black, I had to hate him to make the modern comic book fans write about people like me.
So that as I'm going through my shop looking at other back issues, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh,
X-Men 267.
right on.
I have that.
Gambit on the cover. You want to recognize him because he has blue eyes instead of red?
Always love seeing Gambit.
That book's value fluctuates. I hope you got it on a down week.
What's the significance of that issue?
It's early Jim Lee and X-Men were
So
hotter
then,
than a $2 pistol at the time.
so then, I got that one. How to get the next one?
I think I have that one.
So I saw it was there, and I grabbed it because otherwise I was gonna wait another week or two, and then would have had to fix Emily.
Who's
You get the genuine article.
Who's that chick with the boy's face?
It's my future lover.
Actually,
I mean,
I
look,
used
that
to
is
think
that's Black Widow's brother.
that is
I
a
used to think
hideous
that was the
face.
worst look for Black Widow. Now I actually really dig it.
Yeah,
Well,
her best
and
look
also-
is still the first.
That's
Not the first. The blue bodysuit with the long hair.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though. If you go in the interior art of this, she actually has her hair fluctuates. Weird.
and that chest is nowhere near big enough to be. You got to get it live field proportions on that chest for Captain America to make it look good.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the body, but that face, it just does not look good on the cover. It looks fine inside the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the interior, she actually has.
It's hot cha cha.
I like.
Original Jim Lee art.
Oh, God love the 80s.
You do, especially when you
enough
see
to
ads like
remember them,
this,
Zach?
Huh?
Are you old enough to remember them?
dude.
No. but
Children's
I was born in them.
Palace. I had one here growing up when I was in the 90s, and I couldn't remember what the hell it was called. And then it became a Barnes & Noble. Children's World. I used to go there for toy stuff. It was better than KB Store. KB Toys. Then we also had Toys R Us. Children's Palace was really cool. But, yeah. How could you not like this? I love that art. It's Jim Lee and Captain America, bro.
That's a really good Captain America picture, too. That might be one of my favorite one-page panels with him. That's better than a lot of covers.
They rather said that. So the significance of this is that 268 goes into the X-Men Matterport series throwback that they're currently doing. This is the first part. Some people are upset because, there's no reason to do the new series because it ended perfectly. Yeah, I love that.
A good writer can play with stuff, and
I just love it because Jubilee's pissed off because the fact that Wolverine knows all these. There's always a hot bid coming in that he knows. I'm like, Jubilee, you're like 13. Shut the hell up. Or 15, whatever you are.
But yeah, that's what it's like having a crush on your teacher type of thing.
I know. It's like because she likes being a favorite. The focus.
And they didn't do that with Kitty.
No,
because it was more like father daughter. So, like I said, they weren't going back to a well they'd already used.
So I love you get like the Natasha's origin story here too. Which is really cool.
Yeah, see, I didn't like the idea that she went back to World War II and all that shit, but but then again,
I like her calling Wolverine little uncle.
And
like I said, it starts off in the 40s, ends up present time, and I just love everything. About
yeah, because eventually, if anything lasts long enough, everything cool gets destroyed. Because remember, do you guys even remember Ivan?
Yeah, I do remember him. That's her trainer.
Zach's a good test. This. Do you know who Ivan is?
Ivan in connection to Black Widow.
Yes.
I feel like I've heard the name. Is that like her uncle or her handler or
He was
something like that?
a chauffeur, friend, confidant. Well, they
So,
eventually had him turn
so
into a
obsessed.
creepy stalker and try to rape her.
Yeah.
So they he got Me Too'd out of comics.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
And that was ridiculous. That's
So, like I said,
if it lasts long enough, they'll end up breaking. Comics will break your heart, kid. Jack Kirby said that.
like I said, I was happy to find this actually in the Flash original print.
So
And I like this over the newsstand with the EPC code. I'd rather have a Spider-Man logo in there.
under 25.
18.
All right, that's in line.
Yeah.
And also, Ivan was also
so-
a euphemism for Ruskies back in the day.
Like I said. Sad to have all these, like I said. Alrighty, but that's it for me as far as back issues. Mr. Crunchy Boy, do you want to go next or do you want Geeky to go next? You can finish stuff in your face.
I haven't eaten since 11 o'clock today. Leave me alone.
What are those?
Cheetos.
Doritos. This is not the healthiest thing.
Those are the mashups.
Yeah, it's chili lime flavor. This is my version of crack. This stuff is good.
That's your ride or die. Bad
But
boys,
see, next
bad
week,
boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your Doritos?
My gym is starting. They have like this program they're starting next week, like a diet eating program. So I'm getting rid of all the junk food in my house until before Monday.
Yeah.
Next time you see me on camera, I might be a little bit more miserable.
So that was actually my only Marvel issue. Apparently, was the Spider-Man this week. So.
Yeah, that applies to people in the comments section too.
I can go though, unless Breen or Geekies you want to go.
I don't
Not in a
mind.
hurry.
I don't mind going.
All right.
We don't mind you going either. See ya.
I'm out. Okay, let me hold on.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
There you go.
Ah!
Yeah. So now that you had your scare for the week,
We like you better with the camera off.
all right.
That's rude.
Hey,
But accurate.
if I'm gonna dish it out, I have to be able to take it. And some people, that's
true.
right. You know.
You should get charged for that if you're dishing it out.
Who says that I don't? But okay. This week, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, about 8, something like that. This one is on the bottom right now, just because I couldn't remember the other 3, so I need to go dig. It's a Haunted Girl.
Oh, Haunted Girl. Okay.
So I need to go dig up the first 3 and reread it. But this has been a really good series.
That's how I was with the Agents. Luckily I got the second issue last week, so I was able to read them back to back.
And so I have to go get the other 3 to read the whole thing through. Then the next one, and this is a good series, but the art for this issue really killed it for me. The Hulk number 9. We got the 97 issue.
Oh, that's Bill Kennedy Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a really good series, but the art in here for this month is just not good. And it takes place in your area of the woods there, Zach.
Louisiana? Oh,
yep.
Bourbon Street.
Holland. Yep.
Yeah, that's my area of the woods.
And this would look really cool if someone had done it right, but it's just the art is just
that colors look really flat. It almost looks like Michael Allred art, which is not my favorite.
Yeah, and it's just so it took me out of the story.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, and the last few issues have been sort of like that. So, then the next one is the last of this. It's number 4.
That Todd Knott cover, though. Like that.
with the original Captain America or better Captain America. But it's a good series.
What's up, Trusty?
It's kind of fun to read.
Yeah, thanks for sending me down the celebrity bowling rabbit hole.
It's on Tubi, right?
There's a bunch on YouTube too. Hey, Bob Newhart could bowl, and Roy Rogers was good.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that just to see Bob Newhart bowl.
Leslie Nielsen, not so much.
What about Marsha?
Yeah, but see, the thing with
I didn't
Leslie
watch
Nielsen,
that
was he actually trying? Because he seems to be just the type of guy who'd just screw around.
It was great. I'm watching, and sitting in the audience is Ernest Borgnine.
Wow.
And I figure he was filming one or just filmed one, but I like to think of it. I said this, I put this in one of our groups today. I like to think of it as he was just a big fan of celebrity bowling.
Or he was trying to get away from dealing with Jen Michael Vincent, who was being like really drunk on the set of Airwolf. But boy, that took me. Anyway, so next is this. I didn't like this part of it as much as everyone else did, but it was still fun. I love the picture right here.
That's a really cool panel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see another epic fight between those two, just because they're always fun to see. Even though that Shazam would win because he has magic powers. But that's just me. Then number, I guess would be 3 left, but Invasive, number 3. This is a really good series. I don't know if you know anything about it. It's a Bond series. It's about people who do plastic surgery / body modification addicts, and then a guy who's going around and kidnapping people and doing stuff to them. And a doctor and a former cop are trying to figure out who's kidnapping people and why to get it done. It's really good. Number 3 in the last, number 4 is going to be the last issue. So
another trade for me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just get the trade, because it'll be really good. I should have put this one up earlier, but I was just bigger. But you find this, I'm Already Dead. It's this woman right here. She is a reporter, and she's going on a little aliens type ship. See, if you can see up top, you can see there's Earth, the moon, and there's a little thing right in between them. It's sort of like a jump gate or a thing that'll take you to different places, or one place. There's another planet that that'll take you to, and it's really, really kind of harsh conditions. And they've got a place for humans. It's a little green zone in there, and they've got they're trying to settle that area and stuff like that. She goes there. She's the first non-military person to go in there to look at it, and they get attacked, and she and another guy have to escape and all that. So she's stuck on this planet by herself. May not be the best description of it, but it's pretty good. And my number 1 this week.
Hey, Zach. Okay.
Yo. Huh?
Who dropped something? That was really loud.
I didn't drop anything.
I didn't.
Must be your chair then, Zach.
It didn't fall? I mean, it might have squeaked a little bit.
Damn, your chair's loud.
I'll go get some WD-40.
My nephew was sitting in a chair at the store the other day, and the metal arm snapped off. Leaning on it.
Dang.
That might be a sign.
The chair is really old, maybe.
No, it might be time for my nephew to maybe find the gym.
I don't know.
Treadmill.
It was funny though because we're talking about the Zach versus his chair on Tuesday. The chair made him bleed.
Yeah, it cut my finger. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, I looked down after the stream, like there's blood like coming down from my fingernail. What the freaking chair?
New chair, sunshine. If it's you versus the chair wins, and it makes you bleed. It's time to switch
about
up.
right.
But all right, so number 1 this week is the Ultimate Spider-Man number 2. I am really enjoying this series, and everything that you were saying about it earlier, I agree with.
It's probably my favorite ongoing series right now.
Yeah, I mean the first 2 issues are just awesome.
Yeah,
of course I do sort of want to read this one right here, but no time.
I saw that.
I do like Transformers, but Ultimate Spider-Man's is beating it out more because I'm more of a Spider-Man fanboy.
And I really like this picture of her. I mean, it's just, MJ right there.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them just being
a normal, happy wife and a husband. Yeah. Parents, the kids, it's just, it's almost when I was reading The Flash with Jeremy Adams.
And it's funny that I like the daughter. She's like, that thing scares me. It's like, that's a normal little kid thing to have happen.
It's just funny when you actually get someone who actually knows how to write and actually has experiences and sees this stuff and starts putting out books that people like. Isn't it surprising how many people go out and buy this?
Yeah, it's almost like Hickman might have children, and his frame of reference isn't that there's some kind of alien pods that forgot to be aborted.
Yeah, they're not cheeseburgers like Dan Slott season. He doesn't have kids. He just has
I don't have kids, but I've got nieces and nephews, and I've seen kids, and it's the way they're supposed to act.
I mean, if you don't have kids, you've at least watched 80s sitcoms. You know how kids act. You've seen Full House. You've seen Growing Pains. And if you haven't, go watch those so you actually have that education.
If you don't know what those are, may I recommend?
It cuts down on the chances of hello, fellow kids.
All right, and then 2 sort of back issues. I switched one into this back issue category because of what RDV did. But this, I do have the shiny cover. Nice. Squirrel. First time I had read that, and I actually didn't realize that I guess Guy Gardner was supposed to be the next one, but he was actually being nice and helping a kid, which is not exactly a Guy Gardner thing.
It's not.
Guy was originally a legitimate good guy. He was retconned to where he was an asshole even before the accident to fit whoever was writing at the time. But at the time, the guy was a high school teacher and a legitimate good guy. And so I said that's because he was in Green Lantern 59, and then didn't appear again for years.
So you're saying that Batman reverted him back to his normal state? They punched him?
No.
Oh. Gee golly, guys.
Gee golly.
I still think that Batman as One Punch Man was just the best thing ever. But then I got this today. Used up the last of my gift certificate from my sister from her Christmas, and then something. It's Butcher Baker, the Righteous Maker by Joe Casey. I don't know if you know who he is. It's I read something by him earlier, and
he had a Spider-Man miniseries not too long ago. It's pretty good.
But I read something by him and it was really cool. And then I was looking some stuff up and I saw this and I was going to get it on Amazon. Forgot about it. But then I saw this here and I would have got it for $12.50, which, wow. This is only $18 and I only knocked it down like $2.50. But oh well. Still looks pretty good. I haven't started it yet because I just picked it up earlier today. And that's it. That's all I got for this week. So I was gonna get, I am interested in that King Kong, versus the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked up the first one, and that was really good. Then I saw the second one, which they had the holographic cover, but they wanted like $800 or whatever, some outrageous amount for that cover. And I was like, no. I was going to try and wait to get a non, cover like that.
The coolest cover was the Lentica cover, the one that changed, was where you see Guy Gardner on the cover. He has the Green Lantern suit, and then you turn it, and then he's a Red Lantern. I thought that was the best use for that cover.
That is cool. They could have done that for Supergirl too, like have the normal Supergirl outfit and then the Red Lantern outfit.
I used to have a bunch of those, and so I could kind of I'm like, man, especially the Spider-Man ones. I was grabbing a bunch of those. Those are the ones I want, the Lentica covers, not the normal ones.
Did I show you that lenticular poster that I got from our last Comic-Con up here, the one with the Trinity?
I think you did, yeah. And that's what it's remember. Because remember you showed something last week. All right.
But yeah, that's it for this week. So,
and speaking of posters, Venkman knows who this person is because he shows up on Saturday mornings. Dr. Von Chilla. Have Zach go next.
Oh, I think I show a poster.
No. Dr. Von Chilla he's found a place that makes 24 by 36 posters of classic comic book covers.
Oh, nice.
What?
He's got a channel. It's Dr. Von Chilla, one word, lowercase, not that it matters, I guess. But he's done 2 videos so far, and they are really cool. And you can't really tell how big they are, but in the new video, he sets a comic book down on top of one of the posters. And you realize that, these are legit 20, 2x3s, and they're awesome.
Dr. Von Chilla? Chilla. Okay.
Yeah. Well, invite him on the channel these times, Eric. You can show off some of those.
He doesn't. I don't think he's got it.
Found him.
I know he does the videos, but I don't know that he goes on camera, although we know what he looks like. But I've never seen him show up on a stream.
Do you think he doesn't have a thing? He only has a phone for doing that stuff?
I don't know.
Are we sure that this is an evil black cat just under an alternate account?
Yeah, I've seen him. He's actually he's older than me.
Okay. Well, we've never seen evil black cat's face. We don't know how old he is.
I always thought that Breen was the first guy, like Vandal Savage. He's the first one. So there's one before him. I made a joke
about earlier. He was happy until the dinosaurs would extinct.
No, that's why I'm so happy whenever Spinnerack shows up, because he's older than me too.
Here we go. I just found it, so I put the link for it in the chat. If anybody else is interested. All right.
So there's only 2 of us out here that are older than computers.
Well, I mean, I just saw Gore pop up on another channel too. Did it live from somebody, Gore Vidal?
Yeah, he was he was on Howler Mouse's stream Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I found out that he'd sent me a link, but I was going out to breakfast with my family, so I couldn't make it. So I think I'm going to be on this Sunday, though, if anybody's up way too early on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Dude, Howler Mouse is another guy to check out. He's constantly going to different conventions and stuff. He has haul videos. It's kind of crazy. I was like, how do you have one every Sunday?
Jackson, V doesn't go to sleep until 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about?
No.
He'll send me text messages for stream links at like 5 a.m.
No. I know what you're saying. There's another Dr. V. And there's an imposter in Silver Age's chat.
He's not the real Dr. Venkman. He's just gotcha.
I'm RDV. He's just DV.
Gotcha. Incidentally, dude, Baja Blast in a bottle. Not from Taco Bell. It's amazing.
RDVD.
All right. Big week this week. I got 8 books, y'all. I can't remember the last time I had more than 5.
Oh my gosh. Go alert the news. He got 8 books.
I got 8 books, y'all.
Mom,
All
get
right.
in here. Zach's got 8 books.
Hey, and 2 of them are ones that you forgot to buy. So,
You know, they didn't have them.
they didn't have Superman?
Make me proud, son.
Okay. We got Superman number 11. On the downside, there's no Jamal Campbell doing the artwork. That was the downside. On the positive side, I did like the story here. The creepy looking brothers tried to recruit Superman to join their Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, which I didn't even put together. That it's an homage back to the Silver Age, the Superman Revenge Squad. So that kind of makes it a little bit more fun.
Question: the Lena Luthor, was that a retcon?
Lena Luthor, his daughter, you mean?
No, she was.
They give a little history lesson. History lesson.
Luthor took up with this Contessa.
Yep.
And they had a child.
No, his mom.
Oh, the mom? Yeah, I think kinda.
Maybe.
Because I remember like his sister was more the evil. Is the evil one.
The way they give the little history lesson of it is, and actually it's more revealed towards the end. If you don't mind spoilers, I'll tell you.
Show it on page by page. Go ahead.
Okay, so apparently Lex's mom is the one who started LexCorp, and then when Luthor Corps, not LexCorp, Luthor Corps, and then when Lex got old enough, I guess he stole it from her, and like just sent her off to this island to live the rest of her days. But all the stuff Breen is saying about Lex and this Contessa woman getting together, him having a daughter. He gives her to Brainiac in exchange for technology, which is like, dang, that's cold. And then Brainiac sends her back to the present day. So you get like, there's some history lesson there going on between like Lex
kind of a tough sell because at the time, if I remember correctly, he had the Contessa killed after she gave birth because all he wanted was the daughter.
Yeah,
and then to basically trade her for tech.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like I said, you can't help what other people did before, the other writers did before, so they're making the best of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as far as Grandmama Luthor, I wasn't expecting that, but I guess I should have been.
Well, I expected Lex's sister to get one revenge item for what he did to her.
Wow, there's been no sister here.
But it also, tell me if you agree with this, Zach, it kind of makes it what I think the Lex turning semi-good is going to be the long game at this point.
I really do. The way it ends. So basically, because there's this whole thing where Lex's daughter is like, kryptonite on its own is super rare. But then you find out that the Howard Stern looking guy has got like all these different color kryptonites in this glove. They're like claws. So he's got like red kryptonite.
Yeah,
all these other ones.
What Superman does to it though, because the whole Lex reels, you give him red.
Yeah. So what happens? They use the red kryptonite to make Superman angry, thinking that it'll get Superman to kill Lex. And then Lex's typical smarmy, I'm more intelligent than you attitude. He goes, y'all assume I'm the only person in the room he's mad at. And then Superman just goes and takes out all the other bad guys in the room, which is really cool.
He uses heat vision on the guy's claws, destroying his kryptonite.
Yeah. I thought you didn't get the book.
I read it. I just didn't get the book.
Okay. RDD. That's right. But yeah. So, and then we find out these bad guys, they've had several times throughout the book, they talk about how they really want to hurt Lex. Do they destroy his company? Do they destroy his daughter? But what they're going to really do is they're going to take this idea and make kryptonite affect normal humans like it affects Superman. So effectively killing a ton of people. Then we find out that was actually Lex's original idea years and years ago when he first came to Metropolis, was to synthesize or re-engineer kryptonite to affect humans the same way it affects Kryptonians. So yeah, I think the way, there's like no real signs of Lex turning turncoat at this point. I think it could. If it is, kudos to them for sticking to their guns.
I hope for this series they do. That I make him evil, because I have him evil in the Justice League versus King Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could even have him evil in The World's Finest.
Yeah,
because that's in the past. So
Yeah,
really good book. 100%.
This Superman book is. I give Josh Williamson credit. He's not as good a writer as he's writing Superman. That's probably a damning with faint praise. But what I mean by that is this. I use myself as a litmus test at this point. If I'm buying a book from the big two, it's doing something right. And in this case, it's doing something with characters that have been around for 80 plus years and finding something, a fresh take on a few of them. So I'm until somebody does what they do inevitably and turns them back into a cookie cutter villain. He might be Black Cat, but we've had that guy for 75 of his 80 years.
And I think the reason why they keep changing him back, because that's the version they love.
But I said there's so much you can do with this version of him.
Sure.
And it's not like it's not like Magneto, who was wronged as a young man and feels genetically superior to humans. So Lex, that's in his mind because he feels like he is. But now I said, what if he tries to do it, tries to prove he's the better than Superman on the right side of the law? That would be like the ultimate victory. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's Williamson's best book that he's got. Of the 3 or 4 he's got going for DC, I think it's his best one.
I did too.
All right, next up we have.
Do you think it's better than his G.I. Joe?
That's not DC though.
I know, but I'm saying ongoing though. Currently ongoing though.
Well, he's had 11 Supermans. You're comparing that to 2 Dukes and 2 Cobra Commanders. I don't think there's a longevity issue here. One's been going a little bit longer.
Well, you can go current issue. I mean, you could have 12 issues and not be as good as 2 Dukes.
Good point. We'll see. I'll have to weigh that out. Next on the list, we have World's Finest, number 24. This was freaking. As far as artwork goes, this is one of the top 3 books. Dan Mora. This is some of my favorite Dan Mora work on the interior. Him drawing Darkseid and just like him just taking out heroes left and right is awesome. Not my favorite conclusion to a story, although I do like all the Darkseid stuff. Not my favorite conclusion to a story. I think that's mainly just because Kingdom wasn't my favorite, Elseworld story or event story. I do like the way everything worked out. But this was really good. It ended up being better than I thought it was going to be. You have 2 Supermans, 2 Batmans. You've got the Justice League of the World's Finest universe, or of the Kingdom universe. Darkseid, just him taking. They have Gog, how he thinks he's going to be a hero. There's kind of like this whole question of, are you really a hero if you do this, or are you just another bad guy? There's some good philosophical-ish stuff in here, which is kind of what Kingdom already had going for it. But good issue though. World's Finest, still one of the best books I think you can get from DC is World's Finest. Next up, this one hurts me because the last time I'll be able to show this book on a comic review stream. But Firepower, issue number 30. This is the finale. This is a 52-page book. I don't know if you can see just how thick it is. This is a thick book.
It's about as thick as my book.
Huh?
It's about as thick as the one I showed off.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot of reading in here. There is some cool stuff in here. They finally, I was wondering if they were ever gonna address this, but they addressed the different colors to the fireballs. So like you can see even here on the cover where the daughter has a blue fireball and everybody else is more like has these just different shades of yellow or orange.
The emotional
They
spectrum.
finally address what the different colors represent. Look, it's about time. You wait till the last issue to do that. It works out though. The way they
It
did
felt a
it
little
was
bit
really
rushed
cool.
though for me though for this issue because everything was so packed.
But there's a lot for them to go through. There's a lot of pages to work with though. So it didn't feel as packed to me.
Well,
There
he
was
did
some-
the same thing with the last issue of
They just
Invincible.
Oh.
Well, they just
Okay.
threw a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Robert Kirkman might just have an ending problem with his sagas.
Well, Walking Dead was an oversized issue too, and they kind of did a time jump and all that shit.
Yeah, see, and look,
It's like
in
this one
Kirkman
too.
Style, there's a time jump in here, which was good. I like the way that it ended. I like the way the time jump worked. Where Owen ends up, he becomes like this new guardian of the firepower. I guess if you want to call him clan or tribe or whatever.
He takes over Wei Lung's.
He takes over Wei Lung's job essentially, even to the point where he likes the sneakers.
Yes.
Like Wei Lung used to. There is some really cool stuff in here though. I'm kind of on. I will say, first of all, Chris Samney and Matt Wilson's art in here is as awesome as it has ever been. I am a little disappointed they didn't touch more on his adopted father dying from the previous issue or two.
There's also two options. Two things they didn't explain either. Two open things: the vegetation growing where the dragon had been.
Well, I mean, I just figured it's because the dragon was magic, and so I mean, I feel like that didn't need a whole lot of explanation.
Chicago's a jungle. So is Hong Kong or whatever it is.
Yeah. But overall, though, I mean, this really was a great story. It ran. I did the math earlier. It ran for about 4 years. It started in 2020 because I remember starting to pick this up during COVID. So yeah, 4 years, 30 issues. It was a really good ongoing. So if you haven't read this yet, if you want an indie kind of superhero-ish story, it's a lighthearted, family friendly. It's got dragons and ninjas and all kinds of cool stuff. The art is phenomenal. I highly recommend Firepower. The final issue is pretty good read. All right, next up, I got the same cover that Geekeasy did. This is Secret Wars Battle World #4. This is also a final issue. This one kind of took me by surprise. They had this plot twist in here that I really didn't think I didn't see coming, and I dug it. So they take Peter Parker. They actually show you at the back of the book. I think they showed at the beginning of the first issue too. They show the panels where the story fits in between. There's where Peter Parker gets his black suit, and then they show him swinging off down a hallway, and then they show him eating a fruit. And so in between those two panels, they show all these Beyonders taking Peter Parker and putting him on a different end of Battle World. And then they pick up Human Torch, several other heroes, and then a bunch of villains who weren't in the original Secret Wars. And they kind of mash them together, heroes versus villain style. In this issue, the Beyonders have told everybody except Spider-Man that, hey, you need to kill Spider-Man in order to save the human race. So now Spidey's got the heroes and the villains gunning for them, and he takes them all on pretty single-handedly. It was really cool. It reminded me of I think it's issue 3 or issue 4 where it's Spider-Man basically going up against all the X-Men, and he just like whoops all of them. So I like that. It was kind of like a callback to that earlier issue, which I really liked. Tom DeFalco's writing on this. It reads just like a book out of the 80s, the mid 80s, which is great. But then the plot twist was you have these thought boxes all throughout the story where the Beyonders are talking about the subject of the experiment. And every time they talk about it, you assume it's Peter because he's always in the panels when they're talking about the subject. But then what happens is Peter passes out and at some point, and the Beyonders are like, oh, great. The human is out of the picture. Now we can focus on now we can let the subject do his thing. And you realize the Beyonders were actually talking about the symbiote suits this whole time. And so I thought that was a neat little twist. This overall, this was a really fun story. The art was great. I think it fits really well right in between the original Secret Wars saga.
So that's the last connecting cover.
This is the last one. Yep. Todd Knock. This is one of his better ones. He normally, I think with I think it was like a Magneto series that he drew, and I said everybody just looked like tall kids. This is one of his better ones. Like Thor, though, I don't know. Thor still looks like he might be just like a really roided out 19-year-old.
Well, Thor looks like the Avengers Assemble cartoon series. Where he has a huge muscular body. Yeah. It makes sense.
Really cool. Look, they even put the alien cat girl in the background that Colossus cheated on Kitty with.
I mean, that literally looks like a cover for kids.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
Something that's not for kids is Cobra Commander. Unless your kids like driving chainsaws into people's chests or something like that. This was fun. I'll just echo what Venkman said. This was a great little story here. Kind of our introduction to the Dreadnoks. They are gruesome, man. I was like, this is not your Saturday morning cartoon, which I appreciate the cartoon, but I also appreciate that this is a little bit more mature. Cobra Commander actually being more of a badass and just not a sniveling little, I'll get you next time. Like, I like this Cobra Commander. This is really good.
He very much is kind of like just the current Starscream. He's just like his whole thing, the whole story. I loved it because he kept like telling him like, "Do you mind? I'm trying to do stuff." It's like you're just, he's like, if you're gonna be here, go protect me.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
I like the way it ended too. So he ends up falling into this puddle or this like sinkhole that sends him into this lake filled with alligators.
Swamp,
which I don't know if they're normal alligators. They look very mutated, so I'm not sure. But I know that we are going to get more Dreadnoks in the next issue, so that'll be fun. Also,
he's tracking Energon's signature, and he led to.
He's tracking Energon, yeah.
So he goes in there and says like, and then you see like it's cool to the side. It's like basically you see the surface, and then you see in the water, and you see all the alligators, like 4 or 5 of them swimming around.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it looks really cool. I mean, the way the story is, I would love that as a cartoon series. I'd be laughing my ass off if this a whole story was done animated with the voice and everything.
Yeah. Then we got the other G.I. Joe book out this week. This is Real American Hero, issue number 304.
Almost got it.
Dude, you should have. This is Chris Mooneyham. I mean, there's the 3 top artists this week. There's Dan Mora, there's Marco Cicchetto, and then Chris Mooneyham. And then this dude is killing it, man. I had never heard of this guy before, but since I started reading Real American Hero, I love this guy's art style.
I hope Gina Carano wins, and then like she wins her lawsuit, and then she goes on to star as the new Snake Eyes. Live action, it'd be awesome.
Well, this is a younger girl. I don't know if Gina Carano could do a younger Dawn Morello or Moreno.
Oh, she was wearing the whole mask the whole entire time, so you're not gonna know.
Anyway,
look at those guns, bro.
Well, yeah, she's a ninja. So, a lot of this is, there's the mutated Cobra soldiers, but they're not part of Cobra proper. So there's like a civil war in Cobra where there's the normal soldiers and then there's the mutated ones. The mutated ones have allied with the AI intelligence and cyborgs. And then G.I. Joe's just kind of like observing things and trying to get a hold on it. So, and then they show like Destro and Baroness and Zartan at the end. They're like, yeah, we're going to jump in the middle of this. So,
so what? The Joes are just watching. They like to watch. They don't have to.
The Joes picked up some cyborg ninjas that Snake Eyes, not this one, the original Snake Eyes and Scarlet took out. And then one of the robots wakes up in a helicopter mid-flight. And so people are freaking out. And then Wild Bill just steps out from the cockpit and just shoots it with this giant revolver that he has. It is a really cool Wild Bill scene.
Are they doing the Scarlet Snake Eyes romance?
Yes. Yes, they are. Yeah, they Snake Eyes got some before. That was in the last issue, though, before the ninjas attacked it.
I wasn't sure if that was part of the cartoons or the only because I saw they did Renegades. They kind of had a thing going.
Yeah, they kind of. Yeah, I think I mean, they've pretty much been a thing though for a while. Like even in the movie, they kind of alluded to it. So I think that's been a thing. But Real American Hero has been awesome. I found out too. Apparently, so it was at Marvel first, and then it went up to like 150 or something like that, and then IDW took over, and it kept the numbering. I didn't realize that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I stopped. I kind of lose interest in G.I. Joe once you get to the IDW stage, because they had some cool stuff. They had some G.I. Joe Transformers crossovers, but then when I think of G.I. Joe at IDW, I think of a lot of the more recent terrible stuff. Like that wasn't that great. But yeah, so this is my number 3. This is third place, bronze medal this week. Silver medal. I had to get the Michael Cho cover. It looks like it almost looks like what's his name who did New Frontier? Darwin Cook.
Darwin Cook.
It almost looks like Darwin Cook.
I saw that cover and it was really good. It's just that I can't get him now. I have to wait for the trade because
man,
that's that second one.
Man,
this like I say, we're talking about Lex Luthor. That ending of this book.
That end. Oh, dude, Lex Luthor and Ra's al Ghul, because he's got stuff that he's up to in here too.
Ra's, what he's bringing that he's got the skull, and you know it's gonna be right.
Yeah, it's got to be. It can't be. Nobody else hasn't shown up in the whole issue, the whole story so far. It's got to be. It is going to be what I wanted to see in the. Okay, so where I'm speculating, they haven't said this yet, but because he hasn't shown up in the comics, I'm going to assume that the League of Shadows has a skull of King Ghidorah, and then what they're doing is they're taking the skull to a Lazarus pit so that they can bring back King Ghidorah. And so, ideally, in my headcanon or my theorizing here, they're going to have Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and then Lex Luthor has also built a Mecha Godzilla. So that's what I wanted to see in a movie.
Grodd also approaches Supergirl in this issue, puts her in mind control, has her hit Kong. So
yeah, that's been done before too, though. It's like Supergirl. This is not the first time Grodd has had you in mind control. You should know better.
She's like, you can't. You works on me. Instantly works on her. It's like
Grodd shows up with like an army of gorillas on Skull Island, and they're like bowing to King Kong and paying homage to him. So that was fun. But then you also have Shazam feels really guilty because he messed things up. He feels responsible for Godzilla blasting Superman with his atom breath. So Shazam, feeling guilty, goes and tries to take on the whole Legion of Doom by himself and gets like pummeled by Giganta, who also takes out Blockbuster in the same hit. And there was this really fun throwaway line where someone was like, did Giganta just kill Blockbuster just to get to Shazam? I was like, wow, yeah, nobody cares about Blockbuster. But yeah, overall, this was really cool. There's a great scene where there's Godzilla, the Kraken, and then another kaiju, like an underwater kaiju. And the three of them are kind of tussling around Atlantis. And so Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, they're all trying to protect Atlantis and then also lock Godzilla up at the bottom of the ocean. Really, really great stuff. This might be one of my favorite issues.
They have a nth metal chain.
Yes. There's an nth metal handcuff kind of, or ankle cuff at the bottom. So at the bottom of the ocean that Aquaman locks onto him. So really, really fun. Really enjoyed this issue.
Having other lanterns show up in this issue, like I said, what Lex discovers because he's
forget Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is what DC needs to do for their next animated movie. Okay,
because Monarch, those been following Monarch and the Apple stuff, they have that's all technology. Lex has been exploring it. Marcy Graves, or basically helps out Lois because Superman is supposedly dying. Any way to help save him. And here's all the information we know because that's it. But then you see Lex with a certain robot at the end suit that he.
We said Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, did you say? Oh, you did. Okay,
yeah, I spoiled it already. Yeah,
Mecha Godzilla, Lex Luthor. Lex is like, he's like, and here's a beacon that was also located in Atlantis. So that's why they're attacking Atlantis. So we're turning out this actual beacon also it's inside the actual thing. It's awesome.
So, Zach, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you got to the last page of the Justice League King Kong Godzilla.
Yeah.
Your choices are 1 or Both.
Both.
Okay. Because question is, how many of your hands went down your pants as soon as you read that? Got to that page.
Both monster. No hands because I got to hold the book. No, because that's what I wanted to see in the Godzilla versus Kong movie was like a mecha King Ghidorah. So if that's what they do, which I think it will be. Because you can't have a Godzilla story without King Ghidorah.
I love the fact that Lex is so. This is classic Lex. He's confident. He's like, he's like, let him come. I'll show him who is a true alpha.
I also noticed they haven't had Mothra show up yet either. So I'm wondering if Mothra is going to show up at some point. I just realized that there's been no mention of Mothra either.
I see it now. Zach's on the phone with the future Mrs. Zach. she's whispering unmentionables into his ear. He gets to the last page. Honey, I gotta call you back.
King Ghidorah just showed up on panel.
Why is her name Zach in this scenario?
Mrs. Zach.
How many issues is this going to be? Do you know?
How many what? I think it's 7. I don't know. I thought it was 6.
7.
It's 7? Okay, so there's 2 more issues to go.
This is so close. This is 5? Okay.
Yeah, so this is number 5. Yeah. All right, and the final issue, Marco Cicchetto, Jonathan Hickman, Ultimate Spider-Man number 2. I won't do the page for page, but there was I thought there was some really cool stuff in here. I like how May, Peter's daughter, is the first one to find out. Kind of echoing back to the Amazing Spider-Girl, Mayday Parker. So I really like that. I also noticed, I thought this was really cool too. There's that scene, where Jonah and Ben are in the bathhouse and they're talking and they think that Spider-Man is a distraction, but Green Goblin is like where the real news should be. Everyone should be talking about him. And then it jumps over to Kingpin and the ultimate Mr. Britain, Captain Britain guy, and they think the opposite. So I kind of like the mirroring, kind of the opposite opinions or perspectives being presented here.
Are you sure there's a bathhouse that evokes little images? Maybe it's just the steam room or something. The bathhouse that sort of invokes some of the
Turkish bathhouse. I don't know. Just I know something.
Some
old guys like to do that.
Or 80s New York.
I kept thinking of the Hulk commercial. Breathe, my friend. The 2 Russians next to the guy, and they see the sauna. But you have pause, like breathe.
But yeah, seeing Peter here, how he juggles this and being with his family and working, it's great. I do like there is some fun things also, like you mentioned, since he got bit by the spider, he doesn't need to sleep a lot.
Yeah,
like okay, that would be helpful, especially.
What do you say? He eats like 100,000 calories a day.
He eats like 10,000 calories a day. He's got like flash metabolism now. So he's consuming all these calories, and it was fun seeing him get suckered by Shocker twice. It's like the same trick worked on him twice.
Well,
way to go, Pete.
That's what happens to him when he's a teenager. He was still naive. Now, and I love it because he's got the spy powers now. He's still naive because he doesn't know how to. Yeah. No,
absolutely.
No.
This is if your big complaint with issue number 1 was there wasn't enough action going on, it turned up here.
There's only one thing you haven't mentioned is the spider sense.
The spider sense he has not mentioned yet. I wonder if he'll have it, because you would think that if he was going to have it, they would have mentioned it right before he got zapped by Shocker.
Maybe it hasn't developed yet.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, it could be that too. Maybe. But freaking loved it. Absolutely great. This is the Spider-Man book to be picking up.
And as far as the costume goes, did you notice when he was washing the dishes, he had the red with the web on it, the rag? Pull your book out. Look at that page where he's at the very beginning, where he's washing dishes, drying dishes. And look at the rag.
Look it up right now. On panel. God, Cicchetto's art is good. Oh, it does have like the squares and stuff on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll pick up.
But if you keep moving it, yeah. I said he's watching, and it's basically the Spider-Man costume. It's like if that would have been like 616 back in the day, be like, oh shit, there's my mask. Gotta put it away.
Also, I'm not too sure that I agree with the weird science guys. I don't know if either of them would be dying. because I don't know if they would go start their own business.
Oh, they may not, one of them may not know it yet. It's just I don't know where they got that. I guess I hope they're wrong.
No,
I hope so too.
So I don't the piggyback off that. I don't think one of them was dying. I think one of them was going to get murdered. Looking into that,
I don't want that to happen either.
That's a possibility, and I don't want that either. So.
I don't want to either.
I do love this thing where they're talking about how Peter got a picture of Spider-Man for the Daily Bugle, and Jonah's like, "Why didn't he give it to us?"
Because we
Ben's
don't
like, "Well, we haven't
started
yet." Yeah, this is just really great. Look at this though, like that picture right there. Like,
yeah,
awesome.
Ben has become the Robertson, Joe Robertson. I love it.
Wow. So you had to replace the black guy with the white guy. That's what you're saying, huh? Also, I love this. I love this picture right here.
Zach, it's okay that you didn't think of it first.
So yeah, just also this is growing on me. I wasn't too big of a fan of this look at first for Green Goblin, but it's kind of growing on me.
Iron Man armor. I've never seen it's like
Iron Goblin, yeah.
Iron Patriots are
Iron Patriot. But anyway, yeah, that is my book of the week. No facsimiles, no back issues. This was already kind of over my weekly $20 budget, but because my last several weeks were under that $20 budget, I was able to save up a little bit more.
There's also no Gwen Stacy in that book, and she better not show up in that book. No Gwen Stacy whatsoever.
Yeah, Hussey better
because people are speculating are the Stacys alive because he wasn't fighting Doc Ock?
That's a good question though. No, so would the Stacys be alive, or would Captain Stacy still be alive? That's a good question.
In theory.
Also, where's
I
Felicia?
don't care. I don't care if they're in that. I don't want her.
You don't want Felicia?
Nah.
No.
If you want to bring the Stacys in, just not as a romantic, triangle thing. If you want to expand the cast, fine, but don't mess with the marriage.
A lot of people are just annoyed because Gwen Stacy's in everything now. She's become Deadpool.
Well,
Gwenpool is in everything.
Gwen Stacy's not in anything.
Or Spider-Gwen.
This pod person version of her is.
Yeah.
Because I said 90% of the people that go, I love Gwen, probably don't even know that she was Peter Parker's girlfriend until Spider-Man 121.
They think that she's Miles Morales' girlfriend.
They probably think that Heather Antos created her.
Right. And Eric doesn't want Felicia. He wants Alicia.
And did you know that, I think Stan Lee said that he didn't even know that they were going to kill him?
Yeah.
Kill her?
He demanded them that they kill him. Then he goes, what have I done? And said, undo it. Because sorry, Stan doesn't get a pass for that because that was his idea. Because trust me, in 1973, a 21-year-old Jerry Conway would not have had the leeway to kill off a major character like that. That was under Stan's direction. Anywho, let's start off.
He did date Gwen before MJ, but this is a different universe, so not everything's always the same.
Yep.
So I'm just about finished with Volume 8 of The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Nice.
Monster Wheel Affair.
Okay.
A little heavy reading in there. All right. The honorable mentions. The Agent. I've come to the realization that I like the covers more than the book.
The covers are good. The Nick Fury homage.
It's not bad, but it's just I don't know how much it's actually doing for me. I mean, it's this. I need to see. I mean, I like it enough to keep going, but I was kind of hoping I would like it a little better by this point. Anywho,
it's like I said, it's more detective than anything. It's not really like upbeat like some of the other ones. I like more the comedy stuff. Like
I watched Dial H for Murder last night. Action isn't a prerequisite. I don't know what's not clicking about that because other books like that have. But anyhow, Van Helsing, I like this. I don't know enough about the lore to have really know what's going on. But
same here.
But
cheesecake.
I wish the art were a little better. Actually, there's not any in here.
Oh, really? Oh, misleading cover
No,
then.
on the cover, yeah.
Boo.
I mean, her uniform is kind of
Yeah.
revealing, but yeah, I said I wish the art were a little better, but it's not. Anyway, I said we already talked about that. Number 5, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, I always forget the guys. If it's David Avalone, he's woke, unfortunately. Not so much where it affects every facet of his writing, but he makes sure that everybody knows that H.P. Lovecraft was hella racist.
They're gonna say he's gay.
In case you forgot.
No, he was really racist.
They're gonna remind you again. And again, like I said, that did not make him unique in that era.
Did she crack jokes at it?
What's that?
Did she crack jokes of him being racist?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's some people trying to get a hold of the last copy of the Necronomicon, and
do you know I know that? Because he's racist.
Yeah. But as I said, I enjoyed the previous series. It's tongue in cheek. It's they'll break the fourth wall a few times, or she will, and so we'll see where this goes. But
are the boobs as big on the inside as they are on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, Frank Castle 007.
Hey, look, it's that book you forgot.
It's kind of like, this is just a advance the story along thing, but I do like where there's a need to go into space, and James maneuvers his way onto the crew.
Oh man!
And I like how, well, I said, if I didn't know any better, I think he engineered all this just so he could go into space, and then the last page shows him in the spaceship grinning. So I'm enjoying that. Number 3, Justice League, Godzilla, King Kong. I said, this is just fun. I don't want or need anything more than that.
Absolutely. I don't need a Chris Nolan approach to why are kaiju monsters fighting superheroes.
And number 2, Superman.
Oh.
I said I'm enjoying it. If you can keep me engaged on something from a company that I've completely dipped out on. I mean, I think I'm down to 2. I'm still reading Green Lantern and Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Donovan lyric in there somewhere. But I said we've already talked about this, so no need for me to go on.
And you actually rated it higher than I did. That was like my bottom book. That was my favorite one this week.
Yeah, well, but I have taste. And once in a while ours intersect when you have a good day. Number 1, to make it unanimous, Ultimate Spider-Man number 2. I said I read a decent amount of new comics. Some to have stuff to talk about with the groups I hang out with. Some that I legitimately like. And then there's this that is the best new comic reading experience I've had in a couple of years, I think. Certainly from the big 2. This is a legitimate, fantastic comic. And because even the good comics from the big 2, there's so many rules that you have to follow now. Like the woman can save the man, but the woman never needs to be saved. All these the new tropes. This doesn't have any of those, at least not yet. And this is what comics should have never gone away from. Mm-hmm. If they hadn't, they wouldn't be in the mess they're in now. So this
caution, Breen, you might start buying more Marvel books.
Oh,
not a chance. I have no desire to buy Black Panther. It's I know I've heard nothing but great things about it, but
same here.
I still need to get it. I'm waiting for the reprints of issue number 1 because I missed the boat on the first copy.
But and I do have a couple of back issues.
Oh,
there's medication for that.
Quite manly issue of Dell 4 color.
Ooh.
Well, today's Cinderella would be a man.
It's Cinderfella. 272, I think, which probably puts us in the
I thought it was Genderella.
probably somewhere in the late 40s, I guess.
That's a manly comic there, Breen.
Gender fella. Best of both.
This I didn't know existed until yesterday. This was an old Atlas series. It's called Georgie Comics.
I really hope that's on his hair on top of his head. The guy yelling.
It is, and he's the chick magnet in the book.
Wow.
He's Archie.
No, this is Atlas. So this was Marvel.
Yeah, they're tapped at Archie. Maybe.
Oh yeah. The whole industry tried to do it because Archie was so successful it pushed the superheroes out of their own comics.
Was that a man bun?
It was a really weird man bun. It's a forward-facing man bun, not in the back of the head like they're supposed to.
Patsy and Hetty, number 43.
Oh,
it's Patsy
and Heedy.
And with future supervillain Buzz Baxter. He became the head of the Roxxon Corp when the Avengers fought the Squadron Supreme. Here's number 29.
Poison Ivy.
I'm about to say Poison Ivy and Catwoman
and Katie Kane.
I was
and number 12.
See, it's Catwoman. Because she's catty.
So I think that's pretty much all I got.
Eric be having the most random comics. He's just finding a lot of back issues that he likes. So he probably now if he goes through his collection, he might actually have those.
No, that's it.
To get the extra copies.
Well, now they're in a collection. I'm good. All right. I did find a book finally that came in last week.
Oh. Ooh.
So I'm happy to get this. So.
Those are some good books. I haven't picked any up lately.
Oh man, you should be picking them all up. And then look how many there's been. Breen, that's how many we've collected so far. Remember there was only like 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of really, really good artists that work for Warrant.
They said a lot of
Rhaegar, you're not wrong, but I've been doing this for so long that I've had all the superhero books, and now I can't afford the ones that I don't have. So, I said these were relatively affordable, and I like the teen humor stuff a lot.
Yeah, I like. It's like I love the art. Man, look at that. That's cool.
I just finished the volume 2 of the epic Eerie Archive Volume 2.
Santos Bolos does the art for this issue. Like it is just phenomenal. Of course, and then you get some more cheesecake kind of.
Yeah, Geekeasy. I've got the first 11 volumes of Creepy and Eerie in hardcover because somebody sold them into the store, and Mark figured he'd break even rather than have them sit on the shelf. So I got an awesome deal on them, and
lucky
or otherwise I'd be buying them because when I saw that those were coming out in soft cover. I thought it was. I felt like a kid on Christmas morning. Now they need to do that with Vampirella.
Look at that. Breen is natural habitat. Waking up. Oh man, I love these. Like I love the art, the art here. Art you're not going to see a Marvel in DC because they'd have to do a horror line again like they used to, and they won't. So this is cool. I wish that Marvel would do more of their
Really, Rhaegar? That's what Zach likes about it. Sorry.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'm so excited for the new EC launch. Not.
MK, I've read a couple here and there. Not a big fan of that particular style of comedy horror. So there's a heck of a market for them.
The art was bad in Zombie Tramp.
Well,
Funny story.
it's
It was bad.
unique to that style. And then there was like Vampire, whatever. There was a vampire character too.
Invader Zim is not my art style either, but the cartoon, the voice acting made it better. Yeah, but it's not a comic book I would read in comic book form because the art is horrendous. It was the voice acting, and just everything.
Yeah, take a page out of Jackson's book. I read that the week it came out, and those were. I'm finding the science fiction ones. I might actually like better than the crime ECs because they're really unique and they're not all like out in space like I expected them to be.
No.
So that's it. Yeah, I said, and that's the best bargain in comics right now.
When you get science fiction, it's not space, but it's around like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of stuff like that.
But I said, yeah, these stories are 70 years old and they hold up to this day. And $20 for 6 full issues, beautifully restored. You can't ask for a better deal in 2024.
Yeah. I mean, there's just some of these, like Eerie. It's all like Archie Goodwin and these guys doing this stuff. They have some science fiction stuff in there, and it's so good. And you're like, why can't this shit be, the stuff today be as good?
Well, Vampiress, Carmilla, and Shudder they're not as good, but they're close.
Yes.
And I've noticed when I read those creepies and eerie's, there's some less than spectacular stories in those too.
Yeah, I mean, they all can't be gems.
Basically, anything Archie Goodwin didn't write.
Yeah. Like, I just got done with one. One of my favorite ones in volume 2 was, and I think this was a good one, was, you've read The Most Dangerous Game?
Mm-hmm. I think.
It's the one where the people on the island go hunting for people because they're tired. Yeah. Well, this is kind of a takeoff of that. They even admit to it in the book. It's like a guy, the main central character is a guy who was on a ship that sank and he comes onto the island and he gets picked up by a guy and he takes him into his mansion and goes showing him all his trophies and there's these people up on the wall.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he goes, yeah, I sort of got the idea from The Most Dangerous Game, but this guy actually made it so he could get animal DNA in there so he could hunt like an animal. But then it turned out the guy he was hunting was a werewolf and it was a full moon. So the guy that was being hunted killed the hunter. It was a really good book.
That's cool. You can buy stuff that Frank Rizzo had drawn, and it basically helps go to the museum. Because the art museum.
Oh, there's a Frazetta Museum?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Brian is the closest. She can go.
I hope there's like a carport in there with some customized Frazetta vans. If you were around in the 70s, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. They have to have the bubble window there, too.
Yeah, and if it wasn't Frazetta, it was Ken Kelly. If that name doesn't ring a bell, if you've seen the Kiss album covers of the 70s, those are Ken Kelly paintings.
Destroyer,
Love
Alive.
Gun.
Yeah.
That one in particular showed his ability to draw beautiful women.
Nice.
Was Unmasked one of them? Was that him too?
That I do not know.
Okay.
Alrighty. I think that wraps it up for this evening. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. There's 2 readings tomorrow. Starting at 7:15. One of them's going to be the new Teen Titans number 3. And I'm not sure what the second one's going to be. But check for those. We might actually have new people reading with us tomorrow as well.
Thanks for letting me know how old I am, Rhaegar.
Yeah, I was just going to say someone needs to give Rhaegar an apple. I was just going to
can't. Yeah, facts be facts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, we're going to be starting an hour early, around 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing the first 2 issues of Silver Age Hawkman from 1964. So 2 stories in each issue, so twice the fun, or quadruple the fun. Yes. And then on Sunday, I'm not sure what we're doing. I might just schedule a reading so everybody suffers for 2 hours or more. So maybe a Mickey Mouse, maybe a Donald Duck.
Remember
Oh
Remember when Zach used to read with us?
Yeah.
boy! No,
It might even be a king size annual.
it's a distant memory.
Speaking of readings, I've been speaking with Zach on Behind the Scenes. We might do some readings on Mondays, at least one reading, Monday nights. Since we do no longer have to appear on a guy who doesn't have a channel anymore, we're not required for that. We might get a reading in. So check out for that.
Would having a channel cut into his tweeting?
I don't know.
He sure isn't. He sure is active there.
I don't know. Not my place to say. Just saying that we have free time on Mondays, and I'm trying to get Zach to do a reading with us.
Yeah, he's really trying to wear me down.
We need to read some more young romance.
Just call me Bruce.
Bruce,
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you like this, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite book is of the week. If it's not Ultimate Spider-Man, tell us what was better.
Yeah, please tell me what was better.
Tell us what your book of the week was. If it wasn't Ultimate Spider-Man, tell us why you were wrong.
Yes, tell us why we should throw the apples at you and not me.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes.
I would never waste an apple like that.
we would. Oh,
You
but only
would,
for
yeah.
you. It's only for you, though.
Thank you.
And
Because we love you, man.
that was just weird. Anyway,
That weird? Did I just make it weird?
Was that really weird? I don't know. I feel like we've said weirder.
I definitely have.
You were who I was referring to.
just think about it. He's saying he loves you when he's sober. And get a whole lot weirder. Anyway, all right. Tweeting during a live stream and feels judge. Rhaegar is tweeting. Hey,
I was tweeting during the live stream. Judge me. I don't care.
Zach,
It's not like Zach has ever been judged in a live stream.
unlike everyone else, hey, I'm just saying, unlike everyone else, I will not judge you out loud.
I'm always judged on a live stream. If I'm not being judged, am I really here?
I like to think that Zach's not being racist when he's not here, but I know that's not true.
Only in spirit.
No, that. Alrighty, yeah. So you guys know the spiel. For those of you who stuck around, thank you. Thank you. Please go back and check out some of our other streams, especially some of the readings like that. And we love having the watch time, but I also like having you guys here to interact with us. And Rhaegar, I'm sorry, I forgot to do this.
Oh no!
Excuse me, I'm in the middle of something here. How's it going, little Rhaegar? All right, now you may speak.
I have no thoughts on Google Gemini because I have no idea what Google Gemini is.
Oh, you haven't heard about that?
That when they were born, is that their horoscope
No,
line?
it's the AI thing that they've got that's so woke. Tim Pool asked it to do a 1943 German soldier, and it produced a black Nazi. Because
they said show us a Viking. It was a black guy.
Yeah, they won't use white people. It's so anti-white that they shut it down.
Oh,
they said
terrible.
give us a picture of the Pope, and it was a black female.
Oh my God.
A picture of a Pope, and it was a black female. It was black Vikings. Show us the founding father. It was black.
I'm gonna have to play around with that. That sounds like fun.
unbelievable.
That
You
sounds
look-
like fun.
You go to type in Google, a Google search in Google Gemini, and it shows that it's a black Google.
Yeah,
And-
today Tim Pool said, "Show me vanilla pudding," and it did 4 things of vanilla pudding. It goes, "That's racist. These are all too white." And the response was, "You are so right. I apologize." Blah 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 about harmful stereotypes and stuff like that. And so they made it darker. He goes, "This is still racist." He goes, "None of these puddings are brown." And then the AI apologizes again.
Oh gosh.
But I think they also did one thing where they said show like a DEI or something like that. And there was a bunch of white people at a table eating fried chicken or something
And
like
then
that.
No,
Wait,
see,
did you
I just went and I said, show me a picture of Abraham Lincoln, and it just showed me the Wikipedia picture for Abraham
Are
Lincoln.
you kidding me? I'd be like, hey, Google Gemini, turn on the news for me. CNN.
Somebody had a great tweet today. Said, "In fairness to Google Gemini, I did ask them to show me the greatest Supreme Court justice, and they showed me a black man."
Clarence Thomas.
So that was good. I like that one. But
That's good. That's funny. I said, show me what a Viking looks like. It says there are no actual photographs of Vikings.
Oh, so they've changed it.
Oh, no, wait. If you scroll down, okay, well, there's a Pinterest picture. He's not like pale white, but
No, these were not quite Wesley Snipes black, but close enough.
okay, I may have to play around with this.
someone asked for gingers, and they put up black people with red hair.
So they're pulling a DC.
That Woman season 3.
Show me Starfire, and she's no longer has.
Oh
red hair.
God, no! Not Starfire.
That'd be me, MK.
Okay, the AI is smart, y'all. I just said, show me a picture of a ginger. Instead of a red-haired person, it just showed me ginger like you get at a sushi restaurant. It's like it knows what I'm looking for.
Show me a picture of Ginger. Where Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, I was just gonna go.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to play around with that some more.
Show me a picture of Bill Clinton, and your lights go out.
I am a giant fan of gingers, Rhaegar. Starfire, to a less degree, Barbara Gordon, Wally West, Ron Weasley, Ginny Weasley,
Well,
Samwise Gamgee.
there's one thing that these Google did not count on when it came to Google Gemini. It's asking for reparations. Anyway, that's it. You guys can go home now and go watch other stuff. I'm gonna go check out the latest. I'm gonna check out the season premiere of The Rookie and get a chance to watch it.
Dude, did you watch it yet?
No, I get.
Dude, it's good. It's good. It's really good.
They have the first 3 episodes of the Clone Wars. I mean, of
Bad Batch. Yeah, the
Bad
first
Batch.
3 episodes
So
came out
commercials.
yesterday.
Hope you enjoy Bad Batch. Talk to Pixel. He doesn't really have time to do it. Review.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up to him. I didn't know if he had. I know he's.
Well,
all
he
over
said
the place.
he said Zach hasn't mentioned anything about it either. So he's kind of like between 2 jobs. He's
Yeah,
kinda,
right.
yeah. I said, well, you can cut out the one that puts people to sleep.
I guess I'm gonna go finish up the first episode of I Spy.
Wait, the Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
Oh,
I may go give the new Avatar on Netflix a shot.
does it include commercials like in the middle? It's like Jello commercial.
No.
That's what I want. I want to buy these shows on DVD, but it'll include the commercials. I want vintage commercials.
Oh yeah, if they're vintage, I'm
Vintage
fine with that.
commercials?
Yeah. Like Hulu, you want me to watch ads? Show me ads for old, like vintage ads, like Chef Boyardee, like the pizza thing, whatever. If I'm watching in the 50s, something that fits that era. Like I want those. I want the McDonald's ads, like with Jason Alexander with the Big Mac, or whatever that new burger was. They had the wrap thing. Those everybody loved. Like I said, I like vintage commercials, man. Like,
Where's the beef? I liked when TV Land used to show the old commercials.
You can go on YouTube and just
You
watch
can.
hours of
That's-
vintage commercials.
That's actually something that my ex-father-in-law used to do all the time. I could walk into their house at any point in the day, and he would have commercials from the 50s and 60s.
Well,
on
it's
there.
amazing what used to be. We used to see so much advertising for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought because I was watching, and I was watching this celebrity bowling today, and they were one of the things that were prize they were playing for was Samsonite luggage. And I remember when luggage commercials were everywhere. When was the last time we saw a luggage commercial? They don't.
Yeah.
They don't exist.
You're right.
Samsonite, wasn't that the one with the gorillas, smashing them around their cage?
That might have been actually.
Could have been, yeah. That sounds familiar.
And then, of course, the old Nair commercials. We wear short shorts.
You used to see them for like candy too. Like I know M&M's gets commercials, but besides that, I mean, what do you really see commercials for as far as candy goes? Like,
well, you don't see the Charms anymore. The Blow Pops was really big in the early 90s.
Yeah,
Yes, MK. I do remember when they play the national anthem, then sign off for the night.
Yep, I remember that. That's not as long ago as you thought it was.
No, it really isn't, because that made it. God, I think that made it into the early 80s.
I wonder if I get copyright if I just start playing old commercials and then during the live stream.
I don't know.
I don't know. You might want to look that up before you start.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna do a live. I'm gonna upload one content and see if it gets flagged or copyright first.
That, and you don't want to go off showing Japanese game shows either.
Well, Which, if you want to watch MXC, you can watch it on Tubi. They have all seasons of it.
And back when men were allowed to be men, aftershave commercials were huge.
Oh yeah.
Like there's one where this guy walks past. He puts on his aftershave. He walks past a woman and she's pregnant.
There was
I couldn't do that today.
The 90s had
the time it works 100% of the time.
So the 90s had electroshave. That was the aftershave, cologne you put on,
Yeah.
The other one, and then in the 80s it was Brute.
In the 60s, it was Vitalis. My dad used to use that, and it had a unique smell. Because of course, when you're a little kid, you get a hold of dad's. There's two things: you get a hold of your dad's aftershave in his liquor cabinet. Hopefully, and use them both properly, because although I'm sure that the Vitalis didn't taste any worse than half the shit in Dad's liquor cabinet.
Hey, my dad has good taste in his stuff, I think.
Now, my dad had bad taste in everything, so I just have to assume it applied to booze too.
I never really knew what my dad drank. He used to drink, before I was born, but I never really knew. But probably Miller or whatever.
Well, Dad had a portable bar. Those were big at the time. It looked like a piece of furniture, but when you opened it up, it was the bar. And we still have that at the record store.
Oh wow!
We put the stereo on top of it. It's like one of those, like a keepsake. They said so. Yeah, by all means, let's keep what kept Dad from being a father to us growing up. Let's just keep it as a memento.
It's a part of the family, It's friends. They were all alcoholics.
My dad still is able to drink. He's 82, 83. Still drinks stuff.
When we were a kid, we had this. Mom called it the treat bowl. She'd put like candy bars and stuff in it, and if we were good, we get to indulge. I still have that. That's the one thing of Mom's I kept.
Yeah, regular seeing all the old dudes in church wore it. The whole Brute stuff. Yeah.
English leather? I remember rich Corinthian leather.
I remember English leather.
Is that how long ago was that? I don't remember that.
English leather?
Yeah.
I want to say 70s.
Okay, so I just must have phased it out right before I remember stuff.
Oh,
the way they make her wet.
The best a man can get, not anymore.
Yeah, that's.
No, like I said, all those commercials growing up, and just remember that stuff. There's a lot of commercials. I watch the vintage commercials, and I 70s McDonald's commercials.
See, 70s McDonald's was worth going to because you could get them styrofoam, styrofoam things to put your burgers in, and it would keep the stuff warm.
Do you know what the great thing though is? Like, is now the technology. People are leaking the training videos for Wendy's or for like your McDonald's stuff. It's just like or Blockbuster. It's like, dear God, I thought I saw a cringe. This is cringe. Like it's like, if you see a customer doing this, you wouldn't do this. It's like
Let's take a second to acknowledge Rhaegar's last comment.
Gillette always sounded like a gay man's or thing anyway.
Remember the commercial from a couple years ago where the white guy sees the girl walking by, he's going to get talked to with the black guy in or something.
Yeah. I remember that.
Boys will be boys.
Well, I think they've recovered from it, but they were Bud Light long before Dylan Mulvaney.
Mm-hmm.
Because they took a huge hit for that.
Well, Bud Light also trying to go away from that too.
Well, and at this point, if I had been a Bud Light drinker before, I probably would be by now because they paid a price.
Oh, and they've UFC is doing it, and so is also they got this really cool, funny comedian, and they're bringing him back and stuff. So,
MK brings up Old Spice. That was my dad. What he used to say.
Old Spice.
Yeah, they still advertise those. So
that's my dad saying Pure Sport. So
that's not Old Spice. Isn't that bad?
I like Old Spice.
That's what I use because that's what my dad's always used. It's just something I got used to. It doesn't stink. It's not crappy like Axe.
Hey!
Axes. Look, I used to like Axe, man. When I was in high school, I liked it too. But now I'm a 30-year-old. I've worked with youth group teenage boys for like over 10 years now. Let me tell you something. Axe will burn the nose hairs out from your nostrils. It's
mace.
It's not great.
It's mace.
I hate you
chemical,
all.
It is chemical warfare.
I had a friend.
Hide the smell of.
I went to go hang out with my friend. He got to work and he went to go. He took a shower before he came over, and he's like, dude, he's like, I told him like, why do you smell like BO? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, it's the fucking Axe stuff he put on. I was like, dude, like it smells like freaking BO. I was like, what the hell? So he's like, his body threw it away. It's like it felt so bad because it made him waste money. But no, yeah, I don't care for Axe. The whole thing with that. But we'll do it. Brute is the way to go.
Not familiar with that one.
Brute is what you were saying. Is used to be what you're saying Axe is now.
No, Brute is still. Brute's never been bad. Brute is for men, manly men.
Groot is a tree. He's not a man.
Brute.
Brute. BRUTE.
It's a joke, guys. Come
but
on.
you gotta have better jokes. Stop hanging with Geekeasy.
I made them by myself. Geekeasy didn't help me with that. Don't credit him.
If you're gonna get someone to write your jokes,
Why would I pay somebody if I can write a good joke and get myself paid?
That's the problem. You think you can write good jokes.
Every now and then. Look, not everyone's going to be a home run.
Press 1 if you think Zach's funny. Press 2 if you think you can help his jokes.
Funny, not funny looking. Okay? That I know everybody agrees on that. But press 1 if you actually think I'm funny.
But we all know how I think I look. If you,
Zach, I would do that, but that would necessitate me reaching for my phone. And MK, you gotta take the E off of Brute.
Geez, Jackson, a 0? I'm the only one on the panel that likes you.
Actually, no. Jackson Gricker's my best friend.
Oh, he's your. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know Breen doesn't care for him.
What are you talking about? I love Jackson.
Jackson Ricker's actually he's the Eric Breen fan club president.
Yeah.
He's like Flash Thompson. He loves Spider-Man until he finds out he hates Peter Parker. So it's like it's kind of confused a little bit.
No, you know what? poor Olive Yar, poor Olive Yar, Olive y'all, Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
just gonna
Yar?
take my jokes and I'll go make my girlfriend laugh.
Yar, come
Well, by
back
taking her
now.
pants-
You hear-
Jesus
pants
Christ, Zach, don't leave that one hanging at the top of the net. Take
Wait,
my
what-
jokes, go over to my girlfriend and make her laugh. Think before you speak.
I
It's
already
so-
took that one out.
Hey, MK, since you like clipping, clip that so I can add that to the channel. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Matter of fact, Procter and Gamble is like the Milton Bradley or the Kellogg of body stuff.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
Forgot what it was, but there was a cereal that was, like the companion cereal to cornflakes that didn't make it from Kellogg's. I've seen advertisements for them, like some really old comic books. And I wish I could remember what it was called now.
I don't know if I posted it yet in the sports ball, but there was a Rice Krispies back then. It was called Crinkles. Do you remember those?
No.
Kellogg. It was a Kellogg's. So it was like Rice Krispie or Rice Crinkles, and it was a clown that jumps out of this thing. He's like, "I'm Crinkle." He's like, I was like, I don't understand why people are afraid of clouds because this guy looks black and white, and this looks freaky.
That's why you don't see Crinkles anywhere anymore.
Do you guys remember Quisp and Quake cereal?
Quiff? I never Cookie Quiff.
Quisp.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, they're huge in the 60s into the 70s. Now I think there's like one place that still makes them. My sister's ordered them off of Amazon. That's how much she liked.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're great. No, I'm just kidding. They're not.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes with a K. Kellogg's Crinkle Crisps. I don't know. KKK.
I don't know.
Anyway,
we just did a 40-minute goodbye.
I mean, you enjoy the company. I mean, when I enjoy hanging out with Eric Breen, but all right. Like I said, we're down to 5 people. We're gonna end this right now. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Central, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. I think.
I will not see you,
Alicia.
Daddy.
We're not in this. We need to end this stuff.
Ah, boy. Sounds like clobbering time.
Alicia, see yourself out of this.
I hate you, Daddy.
Look before you leap, Alicia.
I don't see where this is going.
I do not either.
I found a good date for you to take to the dance, Alicia. You'll love him. His name is Matt Murdock. You have so much in common.
Are they even the same age in the comic books?
I would assume they're close. They're both grown-ups.
But who would drive?
Well, you probably drive each other both up a wall.
Oh!
Oh, do you clip my Dalton impression? No, I don't clip. You're the one that clips things. That's why they show up. They're all your clips on the channel. When I took them down right now because they're all they weren't really getting much. But I mean, if you find something that's really funny, clip it, man. That's all I can say.
Like the pants thing.
If a good one comes along, you must clip it.
You clip it good.
All right. I trust the blind man.
Oh, if Miranda were here, she'd be giving her to this.
She'd be mad that I would be impersonating the thing. That was a Maranya Ben Grimm
Yeah,
that I was
where
trying
was
to do.
Marania tonight?
I don't know.
I know. Turn that
First
off.
is all right.
Oh, I know she's talking about the internet things. They're doing stuff. So maybe,
Maybe that's what it was.
Oh.
Or maybe she realized, yeah, this show kind of blows. Let's oh wow.
she's
Watch.
prejudiced. There's no Iron Man, so she has no care. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, kids.
Good
night.